Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Irish column for Sunday, the 6th of July, 2025. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. I'll be joined by Martin Murphy and Orla Donoghue now in the next few minutes. I'll bring Martin up now in a minute. But we have a packed show for tonight now. I'm just going to bring Martin in there. Good evening there, Martin. How are you?
All good, all good. How are you keeping? Hello, everyone.
Good. Hello, everyone. Yeah, we're all good. I'm just going to go through. I'm just going to go do the banners here so as we see where we are. You'll get us on WhatsApp on 089 203 1521. That's 089 203 1521. I've already got a few in there already. I already sent you the link, Orla. No, I didn't, Orla. I didn't press the button. There you go. It's sent to you now. I forgot to send it.
Oh my God.
I get the ass chewed off me now. Yeah. You'll get us also on X at FitzyDub, at Anthony L. Casey, at Rugamorph27, and at Ireland Forced 123. You'll also get us on Facebook, Paul Fitzsimons, and you'll get us on www.theirishchannel.com/live. You can also buy us a coffee to support the channel if you want, please. There it is, there going across the screen. Thanks very much to everyone who bought us a coffee during the week, Tuesday and Thursday. Thank you so much. So, yeah, Martin, I'm just going to go through some of these comments here.
I'm just sharing it out there. So,
you shared it out, yeah? Okay, yeah. I'm just going to start off the top here. Please share. Please, everyone, hit likes button respectively on your way in. It's free and very much appreciated, as it helps the channel to grow and get important messages out to everyone. Thanks for that, Richard. Yeah. The days of smoke and mirrors are over. Speaking of smokes, I'm 8 days off them today. Woohoo!
Well done.
It's brilliant.
Well done.
And I feel great. I swear to God, I don't want one either. You know, I really don't. I thought last night now at the boxing thing. Yeah, we were at the boxing thing last night with Gavin. And I was at the boxing for Corinthians last night with Gavin Pepper, and he won. And I'll be showing that video in a while. Ireland is protected by the Irish. Yeah, let me just turn off Martin's thing.
I've turned it down. Facebook won't let me. Like, I can share nearly everything on Facebook because I've no marks. Facebook won't let me share the show.
Yeah, probably won't. As soon as we start talking about vaccines, it's gonna.
No, sorry, but it only started, but the share option is gone from it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Am I not sharing it out on your? I'm sharing it on your Facebook now.
Yeah, but it won't let me share it on Facebook. There's only one other.
You share it.
Yeah, there's only one other account that I follow on Facebook that I can't share stuff. He's a guy that does a lot of Shin Nadine work, and I know his account is tagged, but that's the first time I haven't been able to share the show out on Facebook.
Somebody's just saying there, I am very worried about this Tuesday's protest. I sense violence. I pray I'm wrong. I pray you're wrong as well.
Which this is Michelle Keane's one, is it?
Michelle Keane's one. Yeah, I can't be there. I'm away with the kids. I'm doing stuff with the kids. So
I would say, look, I get the concept, and Cal called out midweek protests and stuff like that. And yeah, they're a great idea. But I'm sorry, I like John Malloy's idea. I've got my tent. Yeah. I'm going up there. I've booked the time off work. I like it because it is visual. It is basically, we're saying, we spoke about tents all last summer and all last year, about tents in the canal, etc., and now we're bringing the tents to the Dáil. So I think if you can take a day out, 2 days off, I'll cook. I promise. I'm going to bring all my. Everybody should know at this stage, I love the outdoor stuff. I will cook. I will feed everyone. All right. Okay. It's going to be. It'll be ketchup, burger buns, and sausages. All right. That's what you're going to get. Right. But I will cook.
I'll bring all up.
I'll bring it all day long. I'll cook all day long. That concept John Malloy had about camping out in front of the Dáil, it's a good concept. I'm going to support it. Look, support whoever you want. I just think visually, it's powerful, and globally, visually, it'll be powerful. So, like I said, if you do need to take a midweek day off, I'm suggesting get a tent. It'll be great fun. It'll be great crack. great banter, an overnighter outside the Dáil. And like I said, I cook.
Yeah, this guy here, Paul, is on. I've been to many protests over the years, but I feel off about Michelle's protest. There's a lot of people do, but listen, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I thought she should have rolled in behind
Okay,
John
so
Malloy myself.
We'll just have the open
I'm just
conversation.
trying to bring Orla up. Hello,
Hey, Orla.
How are you?
Well, how are you?
Orla, I'm going to compliment you. I'm in the middle of a thought, but I'll compliment you later on your work in Athlone yesterday. I'll get to it. I just need to finish the point here, but fantastic as always.
Oh, I just want to know. I just want to know what John Malloy's thing you're talking about cooking. Will there be vegetarian burgers there?
Absolutely not. You can have just a burger. You can have a burger bun with ketchup.
You can have a
bun
with
ketchup.
That's your life. Bring your own lettuce. They're your life.
BLT, a bun, lettuce, and tomato.
Actually, Orla, if you bring the pig,
yeah,
I'll do something amazing.
No. If I bring a pig, the pig will be with me, all happy and alive by the end of the day.
At night time, we will feast on it. It'll be fantastic.
No.
And it will be killed properly, not by slitting its throat.
I'll bring me pen knife.
You disgusting, horrible creatures who do that. But anyway, the John Malloy concept is great. Look, we'll address the Michelle Keane thing, right? Here's and this is personal opinion. Okay. I grew up as a child in Kerry in the 80s, right? I was not touched by the Troubles or the 6 counties or the border counties. It never touched my life, even though I have relatives that would have been involved, but it never touched my life directly. I do not understand it. And the only people who can form resolution to that issue are the people who lived it. If you didn't live it, stay on the sidelines. It's as simple as that. We can cheer for 32 County Ireland, but if you don't understand it, do not get involved. It's as simple as that. Michelle Keane made a boo-boo. Now, should she be fucking crucified and have stones thrown at her? Absolutely not. She made a mistake. Okay, out of ignorance and lack of knowledge. Everybody makes them. I don't know Michelle Keane that well. I've met her on 1 or 2, 3 occasions. I can't make a judgment on who she is or what she is or this, that, and the other. But stay out of that business. If you didn't live it, you have no business having an opinion on it. Like I said, I will cheer from the sidelines till the day I die for 32 County Ireland. But I don't understand it. And if you don't understand it, do not be ignorant and do not interfere in things you don't understand. It's as simple as that. And that is to all nationalists. If you don't understand it and you weren't involved and your family or your people weren't touched by it, you have no business going up there. It's as simple as that. It really is as simple as that. Like I said, I'm going to cheer from the sidelines all my life for a 32 County Ireland. Maybe in time I'll get more knowledge and more information. But at present, I have no problem in saying I am ignorant of that situation. Therefore, I keep my opinion to myself. That's it. That's my take on Michelle.
Good evening of Martin and half of Paula. No, Paula is here now. Yeah. All right, Paul and Martin, couldn't find you on RTE Guide. You won't find this on RTE Guide, boy. Trust me, you won't find this on RTE Guide.
In the court section. Is there a court section there?
Yeah. Fair play, Fitzy. We'll go, Paul. Thank you, Patrick, Mammy. Yeah. I'll be showing Gavin's video now in a while. We're up to 500 there, people. Fair play to you. We're flying here tonight. As I said, we're going out on loads of different platforms here tonight. We're going out on Twitter at FitzyDub. I'll put it up there. At FitzyDub, at Anthony L. Casey, at RuggerMorph27, and Ireland Force 123 on Facebook, Paul Fitzsimons, and RuggerMorph, Martin Murphy, and www.theirishchannel.com/live. I see Jaden just sent me in a message already, so let me see what this is. Oh, there you go, Martin. That's what you want. That's what we want for up there now.
What are we doing? What's that?
It looks beautiful. Oh, look at that. Yum.
Jen, you're
Jaden, I'm going to have serious words with you.
Orla, bring the pig.
No.
How are you, Gar? How's things, brother? You all right? Good to see you on there. Fair play.
Well, Martin, I'll put you in a spit if you want.
No. Jesus.
Will
the handsome Anthony be joining us later? What do I know, lads?
Orla.
I don't know.
Yes, Martin.
I'm going to just go back to the spit roast joke.
Oh, don't do that now. No.
She said it. Orla started it.
I said I can hit you with it either.
No, you said
well done on your speech, Martin. Well done on your speech, Martin, at the Forge. It was a good speech, I have to say.
Thank you.
Don't mistake our kindness for weakness, Irish people. Yes, exactly.
Fucking looty. Oh, that's
yes, the Irish are rising in about time. Hiya, Paul, Martin. Hiya, chat, Orla. We're only catching up on these. Like, these are coming in thick and fast. Hello, everyone.
How did the chat start? So, if you advertise the show, people can start commenting straight away.
Oh yeah, no. As soon as I put the show up, I started the show. I was out earlier. Yeah. I headed out there a few hours earlier, and I got the show ready this morning. Once the show was up there this morning, people can start typing in the chats yeah. That's how it goes. That's why we're way behind. I like the Rose of Tredean. It's like the Rose of Tredean here. Yeah. Bunch, bring the bunch of pork, Martin. Yes,
I'll be for anybody going to. I just got confirmed that I have the days off to attend the camp out outside the Dáil. So I'll be bringing all of my camping stuff. I'm going to have my gas cookers. I'm going to have the whole lot, and I will cook for the day to feed everybody. Like I said, it'll be basic. We'll just do sausages, burger buns, or sausages and hot dogs or something like that. But I guarantee that's what I'm doing. That's the commitment I'm making. If you're there, you bring a tent and you stay out. I will cook all day long and make sure you get at least a fucking a banger and a bap in your belly for your effort.
Pat's just asking me that saying, "Well done, Paul. That's for the smokes. Do you have any loosers left in your box?" No, I've nothing left in the box. I smoked the last one last Friday week, and I haven't. And I'll be honest with you, I'm seeing it in my pocket too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it costs 25 quid. It's And I was playing football with the kids, on Saturday, and it was brilliant. It was an hour breath. And now, listen, it's a long hour road. I'll have to get sure. Look at me. Is my skin and all my complexion and all getting better? Isn't it, Orla? What do you think there?
I think Orla, I think you got taller and everything, didn't they?
Oh, I have got taller. Did you see the picture of me and Gavin? I look like a giant beside Gavin. I do. Yeah.
I'm sick of looking at it, Martin. Like, honestly.
You could never. Orla, take that back. You can never get second look at it, Paul. You couldn't never.
I know the choice 3 times a week.
I know, yeah. That's a good marriage, is what that is.
I'm going to be honest with you. You think yourself lucky. There's some people don't see me at all. You know what I mean? Luke, there, John and Michelle were on a live last night, and it was an explosive talk. Well, now I heard that John contacted Michelle, and she more or less told him to F off, that she'd do whatever she wants to do. So listen, hey.
Yeah, look,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not taking sides. I'm just saying I prefer the idea of what John is doing. I think it's just from a media point of view, it's potentially going to be more impactful. Like I said, I think I don't mind saying this. I think Michelle made a boo-boo. Look, I don't know the woman. I don't know what her intentions are. I know she's got an awful lot of stick, but a smart person stays out of things they don't understand. And that's the reality. A smart person stays out of things they don't understand.
Michelle was a lady to him, in fairness. Okay, I didn't hear that. I didn't see the space. I didn't hear anything about it.
Michelle is lovely. Michelle is lovely. And anytime I've interacted with her, she's been nothing but polite and nice and kind. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is politically, we walk a tightrope, and this is the reality. And unfortunately, she may have stumbled in some people's opinions. Like I said, I stay out of it. 6 counties, I'm not smart enough. It's as simple as that. I don't know.
Some things are better off just staying out of. Actually, Martin, I will say one thing about Michelle. The last time she was on the show, she told you to be quiet because she was talking.
Yeah. Oh no, she's force of nature. Hang on. Michelle is a force of nature. She's an absolute force of nature.
That was so funny.
that doesn't make her a bad person. She is a powerful, strong woman. She runs a business. She's wealthy, but she has been absolutely hammered. I mean, hammered since she did that. And the social media life is, we all understand it. She's been absolutely hammered. Now, some information came out about her that a lot of people didn't know. So I knew about her working with the Healy Rays. Didn't know about the Sinn Féin connections and stuff like that. So, there is a conversation to be had. But naivety can be forgiven. Ignorance can be forgiven as long as you learn from your mistakes. But I actually imagine Paul fucking becoming a fucking these lads who don't wear shoes anymore, and he wears sandals and walks on the grass and wears a robe. Paul, I've seen the fucking signs. You're going to be one of these kumbaya fucking lads. That's what's happening. I see it. I see all the signs. Paul's going to give up politics. No. He's going to be wearing a robe, and he's going to have little things chanting, the little metal things going ting ting with his little bowl with the
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. It's coming.
No, I do stand in the. I do ground myself. I do stand in the muck and all that shit.
I will. Can I say something? Yeah, Paul, I'll still be your friend. Okay.
Yeah, that's no problem. Everyone is my friend. Everyone is my friend. I'm vegetarian, Fitzer, so watch it. Yeah, Fitzer, watch it.
Listen, I have been with you two on a night out telling each other how much you love each other. So if this is going to be on for the night, I'm out of here.
Oh, no, well, see, I haven't drank in ages either. There'll be no more of that love shit, lads, when I'm full of drink.
The one thing about you, Paul, is that you're actually fun when you're sober as well, so it won't actually matter.
Yeah. I am.
You're always.
What is Michelle Keane? She keeps coming up. She keeps coming up on my feed, but don't know what she's protesting about.
Well, she's anti-government. She is anti-government, and she feels hard done by in the elections. And she is an extremely wealthy Kerry woman, extremely wealthy. She has the money to back what she's doing, so off with her. Now, I'm going to give a negative, and I've been very, we'll say, level, and I don't like crapping on people. She did allude to the fact that she had support from organizations that do not officially or have not yet decided to officially support her. So, Michelle, if you are watching, it is one thing you just need to be really, really, really careful, because you can make enemies by saying that somebody is going to do A, B, and C when that group has not agreed to do A, B, and C. Look, we have to watch our P's and Q's in relation to other organizations. And there was a comment out on a TikTok video about a certain organization promoting or supporting something. So just like I said, Michelle, if you're watching, just you have to be extremely careful. Like I said, I don't mind saying it out loud that I think you going north and doing that video is a boo-boo. I don't think you deserve the heat you got for it, but I think it was wrong. Just my personal opinion. I'm only one person. My opinion doesn't really matter. I'm just one person. But what I would say to you is that communication is key. You run business, a fairly lucrative business, so you understand the concept of business. And I come from the same world, so communication is key. You cannot be a solo operator in this world that we're living in. Unless you actually specifically say to everybody, I'm a solo operator, go fuck yourselves. You know what I mean? So and if you do that, fair play to you. You have the money to do it, so off with you. Go do it. Go. Like I said, but you get heat, so to speak. So you just, I don't like watching P's and Q's, but unfortunately in the political world, you have to. It's as simple as that.
Well, D, see you Tuesday. I won't be there Tuesday, D, but good luck to everyone who will be there. And fair play if you're all there. I watched the video on Ireland Force YouTube of your speech in the Force, Martin. Fantastic for sure, and straight from the heart. Yeah, everyone is commenting on that now. I have to say, everyone is. Irish Dad, hi Paul Martin, greeting from County Down, and hello to everyone else. Hello there. I hope Martin can keep more than his boots on for the camp out. Michelle is not maintaining the division at Ireland. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
No, I agree.
Well,
I agree. But it's such a sensitive topic that she opened herself up. I'm not okay. So I would never do it, right? But that's because I'm ignorant of what goes on with the North. What I'm saying to you is she opened herself up for massive, massive criticism, and if she's genuine in what she wants to do, she has to play the game. So she kind of opened up her side and took a load of digs to the ribs, so to speak, in fighting terms, and it's knocked her back a little bit, and it's kind of, she was going so well, but now there's a whole campaign against her. I'm not part of it. I was honest in my appraisal of her, and I messaged, put some comments up and stuff like that. But her reaction to the heat said an awful lot about her, including threats of legal action and suing people and this, that, and the other. And look, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And as somebody in the company of other people who know what not a good look is, because we've all experienced it, we've all taken heat, and we've all had to deal with this kind of stuff. All we're doing is giving advice of people who've been there, done that, and bought the T-shirt. The difference is that Michelle's actually
wearing the T-shirt.
Well, you put in for Paul. The difference is that Michelle actually has the financial backing to actually be able to see this through, if she wanted to. So, like I said, the friendly advice is you just need to box smarter. It's as simple as that. You have to be so cute. You have to box smarter. Do not give your, like, the reality is the enemy. The enemy is the government, but our own are far more nefarious than the government. Our own people, our own so-proclaimed nationalists, are way worse. It's like you have to pass this purity test, and there's gatekeepers, and you have to, you know what I mean. So, like I said, look, I'm just giving my opinion, and my advice would be stay away from this. If you didn't live it, you have no business having an opinion on it.
Wait to see this now. Wait to see this now. Do you see this? Look, this is the Carrymore top. Look the Union Jack. I'll get slated now.
Fuck's sake, Paul. Paul, why would you highlight it? Stop, Johnny. I just.
What? I'll just make myself bigger.
Paul, I'm not taking off my shoes, but what do you think my hiking boot brand is?
Oh, I don't know. I'd say it's Carrymore.
It's the exact fucking same. I have 3 pairs of them. They make quality stuff. Like, sorry, hiking boots wise, value for money, and I put my boots through a lot of hardship.
Someone's asking there, is John organising Portaloos? And a big smiley face. I doubt it very much. I'd say it's just shit wherever.
But the hotel's across the road.
Hang on. The day before, don't eat a lot. Empty your bowels before you go. And bring a large 2-liter Aldi water bottle with you. You'll be fine. That's it. That's all.
But there is a hotel, if they allow us in there, across the road.
There is what?
Actually,
hotel.
Actually, John,
they won't let you in there. Are you mental?
Again, John, if you're watching, we could do a dirty protest outside the door.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Big fucking pile of nationalist shit left at the gates.
Yeah. And we could get a farmer to come up and spread manure all over the place as well. Like I think we could organise that. I was actually talking to someone about that.
The change of plan. I said not to eat the day before. I'm now saying feed a Guinness.
Eat everything. Yeah, feed a Guinness. Yeah. Even and all, I was at the Galway protest. It was so small. Lefties were angry. I hope the one in August is bigger. Boy is a point, though. Yeah,
Pat, I will, and I think I owe you one, to be honest. Yeah.
Paul, can you do a poll? Vote on it. On which?
On what now?
I don't know what they're talking about there. Galway chased Islam. Dublin chased Islam as well. Trump was photographed with Epstein. Listen, I've seen them photographs. Trump was on his plane. So was RFK Jr. He flew down from Palm Beach. I know all these things. If you ask, Julian Assange was asked about Trump. He said, is Trump on the Epstein files? And he said, the reason why you're seeing no dirt on Trump is because there is no dirt on Trump. So, you know, she has become the enemy of the state. She has, at the moment, like, you know what I mean? I forgot this thing on YouTube.
But it can be fixed. What I said is that everybody deserves a boo-boo. Everybody deserves a mistake. And like I said, it's only my personal opinion, is that having a conversation with the loyalists in front of a big fucking bonfire is a mistake. I don't understand how a nationalist wouldn't think that's a mistake, which makes me question her motives and intentions. So, like I said, I don't think for a second she's a bad person. I'm questioning the motive and intentions. And then, like I said, there's a certain level of, like I said, my reason for never going north would be ignorance. And I don't mind saying I'm ignorant of it, which means I do not have the knowledge, which means I'm a bit thick about it. If you don't understand that you're a bit thick about something, then I question why you're involved in this fight at all. You know what I mean? If you cannot understand it, you cannot sit back and look in the mirror and go, is this a good idea or a bad idea? Now, she may have advisors. She may have an actual backing team behind her that are saying that this is a good idea. So it mightn't even been her own idea. But as an individual, to do that, especially, there was a test run. A few people from Dublin went up there. What was the fallout of that? There was heat from nationalists. There was heat from leftists. There was heat from media.
What I will say there about that is, if people wanted to go up there themselves, they hadn't. Nobody had a problem with them going up there. They brought the Kulak Says No banner up there, and it ruined the whole Kulak Says No movement.
Yeah,
and that's what happened. There's an awful lot of nationalists and an awful lot of provos live around Kulak. And that's what happened there, and that's it. But I'm just going to address this point here. Gavin Pepper and Malachy, all pictures with loyalists, Martin. She had Protestants on last night too. They said they support her, and at least she's doing more than chatting about it. Okay, so who was the loyalist that Gavin Pepper was speaking to, if you don't mind me asking? And I'm just going to throw this out here. I did see a picture of Jim Ferguson. Okay, Jim Ferguson and Gavin talking to Jim Ferguson. I was actually standing next to Gavin that day when he was talking to Jim Ferguson. Jim Ferguson just came over, had a few words. We weren't having conversations with him. Somebody just walked by on a live stream, and that's where they got that picture from. So Malachy, I don't know who Malachy was talking to. Apparently Malachy, and we said this last week, apparently Malachy spoke to that guy, Freedom Dad. Freedom Dad is down here. It's just like me going up the north there and doing a live stream from up there. You know what I mean? At one of their protests. You're doing journalism. That's all it is. You know what I mean? I don't care about anything else like that. If you're doing journalism, the same way as if Philip goes up there and does one up there, that's all he's doing. He's a citizen journalist. So the whole loyalist stuff and the whole, as you said, don't get involved in it. You know nothing about it. Stay well away from it. So that's exactly what I'd be doing.
But Michelle's video was intentionally designed to.
Yes,
it was journalism. It was about bringing nationalists and loyalists together. And like I said, my only take is that now, do you know what? For all I know, Michelle Keane is a fucking dyed-in-the-wool fucking rah. Dyed-in-the-wool rah. I didn't curse.
You've never stopped since she came on the show.
What did I say? I said a dyed.
It's just back on.
I said she's a dyed-in-the-wool rah. And then I stopped you. You go, what curse did I say?
You said the F word several times.
Oh, sorry. Apologies. Apologies.
Yeah,
I have Tourette's. What about it? But
do you know the way I haven't said it?
She may have the longest history of involvement in all time. I might be talking through my backside, and that I talk about ignorance, and I can be completely ignorant of her involvement. And she might know exactly what's going on there, and she might know exactly what she's doing, right? I don't know the answer. I'm just saying, optically, what I saw did not look good. I would never, in a million years, stand in front of a loyalist bonfire. I wouldn't do it because I think it's disrespectful to my people. And that's it. That's my take on it. And as a person who actually has the potential to fund a genuine attack on the government, I think it was a bad move. And again, it's just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with me. You can say I'm wrong. You can argue. You can debate.
Someone just posted there. Stop knocking Michelle. Are you possibly jealous of her bravery? We are at war. There is
not at all.
Time for action. No more.
No, not at all. Not at all. And like, look, bravery doesn't even come into it, or like that, and jealousy doesn't come into it. I make comments. I make unpopular comments. I've done this since I entered this fight, and this is my thing. I do make unpopular comments, and I throw ideas out there, and I debate things. And I'm not knocking her. I'm saying I'm giving you my personal opinion on the optics of what I saw. And I'm right in the sense that she's taken a ridiculous amount of heat that has hurt her. If she had not done that, she wouldn't get this heat, and she'd still be 100% Michelle Keane, and everybody would be behind her. Whereas now, she's put herself in a position where it's a 50-50. Half the nationalists are with her and half the nationalists are against her. So you have to you have to quantify these things, and you have to think about, okay, optically it didn't look good. Why did she do it? Was it out of ignorance? Was it? Does she have an actual plan? We don't have all the answers. All I'm doing is throwing the idea out there that, from my point of view, was a bad idea. I'm right in the sense that she's taken an awful lot of heat. So it's not shitting on her. This is a debate show. This is essentially where we discuss what happened during the week, and this happened during the week. So it's a case of, we're not casting dispersions. We're not shitting on other nationalists. We're having a conversation and allowing you to get involved in the debate in relation to, was it right? Was it wrong? Was there a net benefit? This is the biggest thing. Was there a net benefit to nationalism? The answer is no. There was not a net benefit to nationalism. This has created more divide. Therefore, it was wrong. That's the brutal, honest truth of it.
Somebody is just saying there, wealthy. Hang on for a sec. Wealthy, I didn't know that. And then someone is saying there, yes, very, very wealthy is Michelle, from where? And someone is saying, well, why has she got a GoFundMe page? Some people are asking them questions. There was a number thrown out here that she's getting $3 million a year from Kerry Water. I don't know how true that is.
No, that's her company. No, Michelle Keane is a powerful, driven, well-respected, and strong woman. She owns a water company in Kerry. She has a portfolio value of 11.3 million, I think, in land and assets, etc., etc., etc. And it was 11. Yeah, I think it's 11.3. And she was made an offer for it, and she said it wasn't enough. This is a strong, powerful woman. That's why she was able to tell me to shut up, Orla. She is well used to telling people to shut up. As a human being, she's a force of nature. She's an absolute force of nature, and people should aspire to be like her. In relation to her political life, there are questions, there are skeletons, and there are mistakes. And this is a reality. And guess what, Paul? In your political life, there are questions, skeletons, and mistakes. In my political life, there are questions, skeletons, and mistakes. And Orla, you're exactly the same. This is the life. This is the life. Okay, so you're going to be critiqued, and this is what we're doing. We're having a debate on whether her actions were right, wrong, left, right, center, whatever. My personal take is, was there a net benefit to nationalism? I'm saying no, because she was a force of nature, and now the camp is divided on her. So the net benefit, there was no net gain of her going north. There was a net loss. So whatever her decision, or whoever advised her to do that, was wrong. Simple as.
Yeah. Someone just asked me there, did I see? Yes.
Chris Bourne put in a comment there a few minutes ago, asking about something had happened
in Blanchardstown.
Yeah. Did we hear about that?
Did not see that. Oh yeah, I have it here.
Why? What happened? I didn't hear about that. No, I was out most of the day today. So
last night there was a Muslim guy. Well, he wasn't Irish in any way. Walking the streets in Mulhuddard with a blade, giving her all that out of his head, in the middle of the main street in Mulhuddard. I'm going to play it and we'll come back and talk to it. There's one guy tackled them on it.
Look. Now the smelly little bastard.
Go into your gaff. Go into your house. Go into your house before I kill you in this place, yeah? I'll kill you stone dead. Go into your house now before I kill you. Go into your house. My fucking kid is being around here, yeah? Go into your house before I kill you stone dead, yeah? You stupid little cunt. Don't ever come out here where there's fucking kids playing again. Or I'll kill you stone dead, yeah? There's fucking kids around. Don't be bringing knives out here. This is not fucking your country. Don't fucking do it. Or you'll be killed.
Sorry, man.
Wow. That was in the middle of the main street in 100.
Was the guards called on him?
They probably still haven't came. That's from what I've heard. There's nobody been arrested. There's nobody been anything. But the video is clear there. Like, you can see him with the knife. Like,
but sure, Paul, he's probably another doctor or an engineer. Well, more than likely a doctor.
Well, he's probably a doctor and engineer with a mental health problem.
Exactly. It was a cry for help. That's exactly what it was. Poor chap.
And his social welfare was probably stopped, or he didn't get it in time. So.
Yeah.
So he needs a hug. Just give him a hug.
He would have got a hug off that chap last night, I tell you, if he hadn't got rid of the knife.
To whoever that gentleman is, I commend your restraint. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah. I agree. I wouldn't have done the same myself. I'd have got out of the car with the horn and I'd have clattered him. I wouldn't have given a shit. It's the only way to take that. Now, I saw a video of two guys taking the knife off him, and I think that the two guys out of Chipper, they work in Julio's. They're two lovely guys. One of them looks a bit like a Muslim with the beard and the whole lot, but he's not. He's a Dublin young fella. He's an Irish young fella. Fair play to them two lads for taking that knife off him. And they were over. I saw the video. I'll see can I pull up the video now in a few minutes. But no, fair play. I really fair play to those two guys. Thanks for doing what you did, lads. But Pepper supports Ukraine. Lads, come on, give it a bleeding rest, will you, Eddie? He doesn't. He knows the shit that's going on in Ukraine. But let's listen. People think Ukraine started in 2022. Ukraine was taken over by the US in 2014. They were sniping their own people, for Jesus' sake, in Maidan. You know, is it Maidan? Was it Maidan? Yeah, I think it was, wasn't it?
The Guardian article 2014. I'm so surprised it's not scrubbed. It's the English Guardian. It's an article 2014 about Ukraine. It's easy to find it. Find out what Ukraine is. There's a big, massive expose on the corruption. Look,
there's another one there. Pepper pushed the jabs and lockdowns. He did, and he knows well he was wrong on that one. He got jabbed himself, and he knows now he was wrong. And he has said that umpteen times, lads. You know what I mean? Like, you're pulling up old stuff here now just to discredit him. Listen, Gavin is a good man. Gavin does great work. How many other councillors have you seen that do the work and put in the legwork that he does? None of them. None of them. You have Malachy Steenson out there who does nothing as far as I can see. Patrick Quinlan does a bit. You have Glenn Muir does nothing. You know what I mean? You have Tom Moran does a bit. You know what I mean? These are the lads that are actually going out and doing a bit, yet you're slagging them all off. You know what I mean? And the ones that do nothing, you have them all up on a pedestal. Come on, guys. Cop on to yourselves, will you? Here. He's a good man. He puts in the legwork and he gets the job done. And he's my friend.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about anything else. Gavin's a good man. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
94% of the population were bamboozled by the COVID lie.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
If you're like me and you weren't bamboozled, then you're in a position to criticize anyone who pushed it. But 94% of the population were bamboozled. So
yeah, they were forced into it. Yeah.
Turn your hate. Yeah. Turn your hate on the 94%. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a huge amount that regret it. So, like, I don't, it's not fair to be given out to people that were pushed and bullied into it, because a lot were.
I'll tell you an interesting one, Orla. So I was in my local on Friday, and I was outside having a cigarette, and I heard the proprietor talking about the cancer deaths. That so many people had died recently because they were all talking about going to funerals, and she said, I think it's the vaccine. And the four other people in the Quiet Road pub agreed with her until I walked back into the pub. And I might have had a smile on my face. And one lady went, but it probably saved lives. But she saw the smile on my face and went straight back into retreat mode. Now, I wasn't grinning. I was just I was happy with the fact that, thank God, finally people are realizing, etc., etc., etc. But her cognitive dissonance is so strong that she knows there's only two people in that entire community, myself and one other man, who fought again. This is the entire community. It's fairly rural, but there's still hundreds of people. 2 people unvaccinated, myself and 1 other human. So they know what I was smiling about. But they still reverted back into it. But it probably saved lives. That's the dissonance we're dealing with. That even though that they all now know, they will still revert back to Asher, the Irish Asher. Asher.
I'm going to be honest. I watched the Eddie Hobbs up front thing with Una McGurk. Has any of you watched it?
I sent you on a clip of that.
Yeah.
You sent me on a clip of it, but I watched a whole lot of it today. Oh my God.
I know. It's fucking, it's like.
The government have been this was sent on to the government. This was sent on to Stephen Donnelly. It was sent on to the new health minister. It was also sent on to the little rat Jew boy. What's his bleeding name? Harris. It was sent on to all of them, and they have ignored it. They pushed it down the road and said, talk to the EU, the European Medical Council. That was out of our hands. They gave the orders for that. No. If Irish taxpayers' money was being paid out on that and it was wrong, we should be looking after it, not the EU. End of story.
And actually, I sent you on a video there, just speaking about Gavin, where he was highlighting stuff there. So, do you want to play that?
Hang on, where are we? Orla. Boom, boom. I've nicked that.
Yeah, I sent it over yesterday, I think it was.
About Gavin Pepper.
Yes.
Just while he's looking for that, a big shout out to Cal, because Cal has pivoted. Cal's stuff was always fantastic, but he has pivoted to the most serious of issues, and he's handling it with dignity, respect, care, and passion. And I'm sorry, I get emotional when I watch some of Cal's new content, because it's so strange to see a comedian character take on such a serious issue, but he does it with such, I can't think of the word. Thank you, Orla. But he deserves massive credit, because he has built a character and numerous characters himself that he could make money off. He could get an RT contract for a show and a Killing the Scully type thing or something like that, or Mrs. Brown Boys. And he's chosen to shoot himself in the foot financially for the right reason, to fight the good fight. So I have huge respect for that man. I
have to say as well, Kat, that does it with him. Kat's another good friend as well. Kat is brilliant. She's deadly as well. And there's another guy, I don't know what the other guy's name is, but I have to shout out to Kat and Cal. They're doing great work, the 2 of them, on TikTok and on Twitter and everywhere else. So fair play.
I think I actually sent on. I think I sent on something from Cal as well, and I can tell you from meeting him, he's exactly what he is on TikTok and X. Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
he's just the same.
We'll play this. We'll play this one here now, and we'll come back.
Hey, just read this message. The woman had her you-know-whats. They lost her baby, and she got a tumour in her brain, and had a medically assisted in dying, which is made. This man lost everything because of the you-know-whats. And this is one story of thousands upon thousands. These evil entities have to be brought down. What they've done to society, what they've done to humanity is absolutely disgusting. It's like literally like lambs to slaughter. Lambs to slaughter. When you think about a lamb, it's a baby, you don't care. You're going to eat it. That's the way they think of us. That's what they think of us. And even if you're not awake, or people out there not awake, surely they must be thinking, there's something amiss. Why are there so many young people dropping dead in my town? Why is there so many heart attacks? Why is there so many heart attacks in my family? Why am I seeing so many aneurysms? Never used to see them before. Why am I seeing all these sports people dropping like flies? You only had 1 or 2 before over the last 50 years. Surely people must be thinking there's something amiss. So just keep sharing these videos. I am so sorry to you, my man. I'm so sorry, and you know your life's going to get better and better. Trust me, it's going to get better. We're all going to put a prayer out to everybody out there who's suffering. Just make a prayer, be intentional about it, and put it out to everybody and to yourself. And we will take these people down eventually. We will take them down. God bless.
So sad, isn't it? So sad.
I've seen that 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And it still evokes the same rage inside me. I'm so angry sitting here now. And Cal, it's fantastic work. It does exactly what it's supposed to do.
Did you see the one he had up? Was it yesterday he came across? Did I send that one on, Paul?
No.
Would have been last night. No. Yesterday, last night. Where was it a father and his brother? One had a stroke and the other one passed away after a booster.
Yeah. I've seen them all. He's one of my top feeds on my social media. So I love his stuff. I liked it. I loved the humor and the satire, political satire, but he's hitting home with this stuff. He's hitting home.
Big time.
And it just, you see, my anger isn't at the government in relation to this, and people are going to get pissed off at this. My anger is at the 94% because I fucking told you. I told everyone. All I had to do was read a little bit and just say, oh, well, here's actually the facts and the data. Do you want to see this? Do you want to have a look at this? Yet I was the outcast. So, yeah.
But, you know what? Sorry, Martin, what do you mean 94%? 94% didn't take the shots.
You reckon they did? That's what they're saying.
No, there's no way 94% took the shots.
There's no way. I'd say 60%.
There's no way. I'd say around 60% took them. There's no way 94% took them. Absolutely no way. If you look at the amount of people that we know that didn't take them.
Do the maths. You know? Do the maths. Yeah, do the maths. You still don't realize we're a minority. We're a tiny, tiny minority.
Yeah, but there's no way that 94%. That would be nearly everybody.
No way. I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Yeah, and they exaggerated those figures.
Come back to me.
Of course they did. They exaggerated the figures. They exaggerated the figures so everyone would get vaccinated.
Come back to me in a decade.
No, I don't know. There's too many people now that were meeting that didn't take them.
The same people who didn't take the vaccine are the same people waving the Irish flags at the protests.
Yeah.
Just do the maths.
But not everyone goes to the protest.
Yeah, do you know what? Look, maybe 94 is a little bit high.
Too high.
I actually think the 94% figure in my head is from Waterford.
Martin. Michelle Keane said to stop talking.
No, Waterford is the most vaccinated place on the planet.
Yeah. So
on the planet.
So I think the 94. Yeah, I think the 94% is from Waterford.
That's why you got the 94%. Yeah.
But
it also has the highest death rate in relation to excess deaths.
Yeah.
Someone said they're proud to say I never fell for the COVID scam. Listen, a lot of people did, unfortunately. Okay, and I hate saying this to people, and I've stopped talking about it to people now because people are sick listening. But people know what has happened and what has been done here, and how they have been fooled. But they won't tell you that. They'll never own up to it.
Well, actually, do you want to play Una McGurk's video? It's only quite short. And I also sent you over Sean McMillan as well. It's a part 1. He worked in a nursing home, but they're all connected, the videos.
I'm just going to share this here. This is from Wake Up Era. Okay, lads, this has been sent in to me. I would like to hang on. I'll move you across there, all it. And boom, boom, boom. Move us down there. I would like to point out everything Una McGurk spoke about in her recent interview with Hobbs has been known to her for 4 years. After the deed is done, heroes are about as useful as a chocolate teapot. You know who won't buy this bullshit. when it's explained to them, the vaccinated. Yeah. But it seems she knew this for the past 4 years, and they've been sitting on this. Why are they only coming out right now? That's what I'm thinking as well. So I don't know.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
This is the account that came from.
That's Wake Up Era. That's Wake Up Era. Wake Up Era have been going around the country for the last 5 years, if not before. Mask mandates, the whole lot. Barry and Adele and the whole lot. And Catherine, they all do great work, brilliant work. And they have been shunned for years. People, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're this, you're that. They have been shouting about this for the last 4 years. If they had been 4 years ago, half the population wouldn't have been vaccinated. You know, had all this data. I remember being out with Barry and the crew doing this. We done a drop in Blanchardstown, I think, in 2022, and people just walk past us. Oh, you are all mental.
Why is the information only being platformed now? We said that the information that Una brought, whereas in fairness, Hobbs has been talking about it, and loads of other Ivor Cummins, etc.
Yeah.
Why is this data only coming out? Is it only verified now, or is it?
I didn't get to see the full interview. Was it mentioned in the full interview?
I've been literally since 3 months after COVID was announced as something. I've been digging into the info. So anything that Una said or the Hobbs spoke about, it wasn't anything new to me. This is information I already knew. I'm just asking about. Is it just because it's only been platformed now, or is it? I don't understand the beef, so to speak.
I don't know.
Or is it a case of that they're saying that Una wasn't brave enough to talk about this 3 years ago?
I'd say that's what it is. Yeah,
okay,
I'd say that's what it is.
I that's fine.
Yeah.
I've no issue with that whatsoever. But the data was there. There was nothing that Una and Eddie spoke about that I didn't already know. But I've been fighting this for fucking, like I said, 3 months after COVID was announced. So
okay, I'm going to just read out something that's coming into me there. This is from Barry Stone. Barry Stone is from Wake Up Era. Barry is the man at Wake Up Era. Cool. McGurk and Hobbs also had this information 4 years ago. Be careful who is only coming out now after all the hard work was taken on by other people. Same way that hypocrite Mairead Tobin last week, who advocated for the poison, yet now after years she's pretended to care about the people she helped to leave with no quality of life, never mind the excess deaths. This thing is full of charlatans and snakes. Be careful of who you are cheering and clapping for. God bless. So
fair enough, Barry. Yeah. Now, as I said, I haven't got a chance to actually watch it, but I was going to put up about Una on my Facebook page. I was going to put it up because just to kind of, I suppose, people know who she is and people might watch it if it gets some sort of information out there.
Can I give
they might listen to other people, they might it just depends. People are different who they're going to listen to.
I'm going to just play this. Okay, hang on, where are we with this one?
Just before you go, Paul, the reality is the heroes of wars die in the trenches, and the generals who sat 2 miles behind take the plaudits. This is the nature of man. There's nothing that's ever going to change about that. Fight the good fight because it's the right thing to do. It's not about plaudits.
I know. I'm looking. Someone's sending me in a Paul Nolan thing. Let me just.
Will you play Sean's video? Because just when we're on the same subject, and then I don't know if you want to play Una's. It's only over a minute anyway. If you don't want to play it, that's fine.
2 minutes.
But Sean's very good because he speaks about what went on in the nursing home and how he regrets having the shots.
Yeah, just let me play it there then, Sean. Okay, Sean.
Okay, everyone. So I said I'm going to make part 1 in this video. Let me know if you want part 2, okay? So I'm going to talk a little bit about nursing homes. So if you don't already know me or already do, you know I worked in nursing homes. I worked in 3 different nursing homes. I have a level 5 BTEC, and I worked as a healthcare assistant. I worked as a cleaner in a nursing home, and I worked as an activity coordinator. So I have a lot of experience of 3 different jobs in a nursing home and a different role. So My experience, I'm going to try to start from the first experience, was I worked actually during COVID, so I was the frontline worker. And, you know, I'm proud to say that I done that, you know, because to be honest with you, I did protect the elderly in a ways, because it was so sad to see the family members speaking through a window, with a window open. You know, in rainy days, like it was lashing rain, so we're all standing underneath umbrellas. And I'll never forget that vision, that like I seen that with my own own eyes, and I was in the room when they were speaking to the family members through a window, and I had a mask on, covered up. And I'm thinking back now, that is so fucked up. You know, that's terrible. I think that's like just crazy. When I think back at the time, I think it was a lot going on and we didn't know what to think of it, and it was a bit strange, and we just kind of jumping on it to just jump on it, I suppose, because everybody was just didn't know what to do. But talking about being vaccinated, I did get vaccinated. I got 3 vaccinations, and if I say now, I do regret it. I will never do anything the government tells me to do again, because I just regret it. Obviously, because I was a frontline worker, and at the time it all came out, I kind of had no choice, because they were pushing it on me. They were like, you have to protect our elderly, this is your job, and stuff like that, you know. Yeah, so they were saying like, this is my job and all, and I was just like, will I lose my job? I'm just like too nervous, a bit nervous, you know. And because majority of the nursing home, and this is kind of all new that came out and stuff like that, like majority of the nursing home was like, no, I'm going to get in now to protect myself and all, like, you know. It was this like, it was a scare for everyone, you know. And like, I think that's very disheartening to think that, like, you know, in them times it was, you didn't know what to do, you know. And I felt like everyone was getting divided. Like, if you didn't get vaccinated, people are giving out. You got vaccinated, people are giving out. So you couldn't win. So, you know, because I worked in the healthcare assistant in a nursing home, I felt like I needed to get it done, you know, the kind of way, even though I didn't want it deep down, but I did, you know, because I was working frontline worker, and they were the main people to get it done. So I was one of the first ones to get it done. And in saying that, I remember my nursing home that I worked in at the start was one of the first nursing homes to get it done. So I was probably one of the first to get vaccinated. And I do regret it, like big time, you know. But yeah, I'll carry on this story in another video. If you want part 2, let me know, and I will do part 2 during the week. But I just wanted to share that story with you and let you know that I will carry on doing more stories of this.
Wow.
Now, that is true, because I have a family member, and the same thing happened, where they were literally told that morning, get on a bus, you're going to the centre and you're going to get your shots. They weren't given a yes, no, whatever. It was literally, get on the bus and you're getting your shots, and that was it. Yeah.
It's
so
facts.
Fair play to Sean. If himself and his husband are watching tonight, they're normally watching. How are you? Definitely, we want to hear part 2. Yes,
Orla,
Martin.
I'm just going to say he uses the same camera filter that you use.
I don't know what one he uses.
Yeah, it's the same camera filter you use to make me look pretty. Tell me, it's the same one.
It's that must be a very strong one I use for you, Martin, then.
you should go off the cigarettes and the smokes, and you look pretty too, Martin.
No, go away with your Hare Krishna stuff. No. Paul, I'm going out in a blaze of glory. Wrinkled, burnt up, and worn out at about, I'd say, 53.
I know. No. I can't. You're all right. Your kids are growing up. My kids are only babies, so I have to look after my kids. Yeah.
I did my job. I'm not necessary for humanity anymore.
Yeah. But, dictated by godless skull. Yeah. Listen,
I seen Ozzy Osbourne on stage there on TikTok videos, and if that man is still going, then there's hope for all of us.
Very true.
No matter what lifestyle we leave, the man was still singing. He was sitting down, but he was still singing. So there's hope for all of us.
The reality is we have 4 years to get government out. The clock is ticking fast. If we don't succeed, folks, within this window of opportunity, in my opinion, the nation will be finished.
I think that one's gone already. I'd have to say I'm leaning towards, although we need political solutions, I don't think we will ever have an actual democratically elected government in this country ever again. Again, just a personal opinion. I think there'll
Someone is just saying there, the vax was not for COVID. COVID was for the vax. Let that sink in. Exactly.
Money.
Yeah,
Yes.
did you see the new? You can see it there, Martin. We have a new feature there. Do you see it on the bottom there that we can turn up your mics and turn down your mics there? StreamYard just done this, got this update today. So,
Are you telling me shut up?
No, I'm just saying. I'm only the copying it there now. They sent me an email, but I didn't know what you were talking about. But I can see it there now. It has all this. We can shut all it down if we want to. Boom.
That's all.
But who wants to? But we don't want to do that. They lied about everything. My daughter worked in a nursing home all through COVID and refused the vaccine no matter what they said or did to her. Proud mammy. Fair play.
Well
I know people who had to get them, and relations of mine, like sister and niece, and they work for the HSE, and they had to get them. Well, they didn't have to get them. I told them they didn't have to get them, but they couldn't work. So my sister ended up being carted out of the place in an ambulance, and she had clots on her lungs. And she seems to be all right now, but like these things happen to people, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know, and like, look around you at the amount of deaths, like and cancers. Cancer has gone through the roof. Like, seriously, cancer has just gone through the roof, and these knew about this. And according to this Eddie Hobbs thing and your woman Una McGurk thing, that this was all sent to the government, and the government did nothing about it. They just said, no, the EU, there's an EU directive, end of story. As I said, I was out walking today, and I heard it.
Yeah, there's no debate. There's no debate. There's zero debate anymore. The simple fact of the matter is that governments pressured citizens into taking medical intervention they did not need. That is in breach of the Geneva Convention. And governments and those subordinates that pushed it need to be held to account. It's as simple as that. It's not a debate anymore. It's not a discussion of, we didn't know. All the facts are there, all the science is there, all of the information is there. It's up to you to go find it, but it all exists. It's about retribution now, and there will be retribution. The people who did this to us will pay. It's as simple as that.
I saw a comment there, and I think it was Catherine said it, about how,
it was gorgeous.
In relation to, yes, we all saw that. We just chose to ignore it, Paul. But about Catherine saying about the job contract. Yeah, that is true, Catherine. But at the end of the day, people felt they were pressurised themselves. Listen, I tried to warn family members. I might as well have been talking to a brick wall.
Yeah,
I tried to send them over stuff. Same with friends. I wasn't listened to. Do you know, they still went and they still got it. It didn't make a difference. What I said, what I sent on, it was like talking to a wall. But I tried.
There was a psyop. There was non-stop propaganda. There was. I do not have any issue with anybody who was pressured, bullied, intimidated into taking it, or those that were even cajoled. I'm talking about retribution to those who pushed it, for those who pushed it.
Yes.
And there must be retribution. There must be prison terms. I'd go further, but that's just my own personal opinion.
This includes the doctors, the nurses, the journalists, everyone who pushed it. Same as the Nuremberg trials going on there. All of them were held accountable. Yeah, do you not remember watching that interview with, was it Dr. Pat Morrissey and Dr. Billy Raff with Elaine Mullally? And one of those doctors said that a doctor that they knew took in 300 patients one morning and gave them all shots. That's €60 per shot that doctor got. 300 went through the door. It was, yeah.
My local GP is still pushing it and trying to force it on to people in relation to saying this is your flu shot. And I know this as a matter of fact, because he's still not letting people in. He walks out and goes to the door and, I'll give you your flu shot. And only he was questioned on what it was. He would have stuck that into the arm of my mother-in-law.
I'm just looking here, Rob Duffy. Disappointing that you're parroting the line that they all had to take it. It's not true. Where are we parroting that line that they all had to take it? They
No, we
all
didn't say we
felt
all had to
they
take
had
it.
to take it. They all felt they had to take it because of their jobs. I'm not saying that. I never took it. I was never taking it. And I was very strongly against it. I tried to stop more people from getting it, but they still just went ahead and got it because they thought they were doing the right thing. They listened to Luke O'Neill. They listened to RTE. They're still listening to RTE. They're still listening to Luke O'Neill, even though they know it's killing them. So I'm sorry, Rob. I'm not parroting the line that they all had to take it. Nobody had to take it. I've said this from day one. When they were saying, oh, I need to go on holidays, I said, if we all say no, they have to stop this. If we all say no, they have to stop this. It all falls down. But that all fell on deaf ears. And as I said, a friend of mine...
Look at all the college students were told as well. Remember, and I know that myself with my own son, that the college students were told they weren't allowed back into college unless they took the shots. And I know that myself. Now, I was able to sort that issue out because, you know, that wasn't happening with my son. But I know there was plenty of students. Look what happened with Roy Butler. That lad lost his life because he wanted to go on holidays, a perfectly healthy young lad at 23 years old. And I was only speaking about him at the event yesterday, him and Ava O'Brien, and what happened there. Like, at the end of the day, you know, there was people out there who genuinely thought they were doing the right thing because they were trying to save their mother or their granny or their somebody, you know, belonging to them that was sick, you know. And I know it's very easy to turn around and give out, but like there were people who genuinely thought they were doing the right thing.
I'll tell you how silly some people were. I'm going to be honest with you. A friend of mine told me in the December of 2020, don't touch the vaccines. His friend from New York works for Pfizer and told him that the vaccines weren't tested and they weren't efficient. There was no efficacy there. They don't stop the virus, so don't get them. And that was grand. I thought, well, I wasn't getting it either way, but you've just verified that for me. That was in December 2020. We broke up from training with the kids. In the June of 2020, I rang him and his phone rang like foreign. You know, it was like, brr, brr, you know the way it rings in your foreign? And I said, what's the story? I said, how did you get a vaccine passport? I said, whose name are you using? Oh, no, I got vaccinated just to come on holidays. After your mate telling you not to do it. Like, this was the silliness of people. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, just get it. So what harm is it going to do? Now, this same fella now has had two operations on his legs to get veins out of his legs. Whether that has anything to do with the vaccines or not, I don't know, and I'm not going to say it has. But this guy was super fit. He is super fit, apart from these two operations he's had over the last few months. You know what I mean? So that's how silly people were going ahead and doing this. They were listening. My man, dad used to get texts from the doctor. On the second one, on the third one, my man said, oh, I'm taking no more. And I said, deadly, fair play to you. I come over here then, I dropped over one of the days on the Friday, and my sister said to me, they got vaccinated today. I said, what? I said, why did you get vaccinated? Oh, the doctor sent me a text. He said, come over. And I said, are you for real? Like, you know what I mean? Now, they've had 4, and I'm worried sick. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody's worried sick now about this. You're waiting to hear, are you going to get diagnosed with cancer? And like every second person that dies at this moment in time, I know a girl who in 2021, she got away with cancer. She was cancer free, and got vaccinated, cancer free, and then got a pain in her back in the August. She went back to work, got a pain in her back in the August, and went into hospital. She had a pain in her back, as I said. She thought it was from the chair and work. She went in and she was riddled with cancer, and she died 17 days later. A very close friend of mine. You know, where did that come out of? You're cancer free for 6 months, you know, and then all of a sudden you're riddled. You know, come on, that doesn't happen.
But let's talk retribution. Let's make sure this never happens again. Who's accountable?
They're all accountable. The Minister for Health, the doctors, the government who pushed this, RTE, everybody who pushed this, Luke O'Neill, everybody who pushed this have to be held accountable for this. I don't care.
Ryan Tubridy,
they have to be held. Yes.
What's her name? Ciara Kelly. All of them that pushed this.
Yeah.
Because people wouldn't believe us. Yeah, people wouldn't believe us. Like, I have a friend and she's a pharmacist. and she's gone on now into homeopathy. And she tried to warn all of her family, her mother and her sisters, and not one of them would listen to her. They all took the shots. We all tried, and nobody would listen to us. They believed RT or Virgin Media.
I support
Orla, just block your ears there for a minute. Thank you. Paul, our semen is like gold. Worth a fortune. Start selling it online.
Yeah. I support Ireland Force. I love this show.
I told you block your ears.
There was no not
Paul,
hearing
Martin,
that.
Orla, Martin, Anthony, even though I don't know them, I personally love these guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Fair play,
Appreciate
buddy.
that.
Oh, here we go. As a gay man myself, I certainly don't want to live under Sharia law. Can I don't, Michael? No,
Paul, I sent you on the video of a fella getting bet up in a chippers. I'm pretty sure I did last night.
A fella getting bashed in a chipper.
Yes.
A lot just wanted to go to the pub legally or go on holidays too. No, Angie, I know they did. But as I've said from the start, if we all said no, they couldn't stop us all from not going on holidays. I'm sorry, they couldn't. You know what I mean? The whole country would have stood still. Yeah. If people didn't go to work, if they said you can't go to work, well then okay, fuck it, I'm not going to work. Excuse me, French, I'm not going to work. I'll stay at home. In my job, we went on lockdown on the 12th of March 2020. I was made redundant on the 31st of December 2022. Okay? And I was still working from home. The lads that I worked with are still working from home to this day. You know, come on.
I worked every single day through COVID. Being unvaccinated, I fell into the essential workers category.
So did I.
Every single day. I fought against my employers over face masks, but it just look. The reality is, we were tested.
Yeah, some of us passed, some of us didn't.
No, I'm not even going to say that out loud. I know you said it, Paul, but I'm not saying that out loud. I'm saying that you can always retake a test. So anyone that failed this one, be aware and be ready for the next one. The easiest thing to say is a simple no. That's it, because people don't know how to. Don't ever explain yourself. Only you're brilliant at it. I do it as well. It's just no. I want you to. Yeah, that's it.
That's all. If enough of us stand up and say no to everything that's coming, they can't control us. It's too many of us. Just say no. Simple as that.
No. Yeah, no. And I'm going to encourage people: no to your TV license, no to your car tax, no to your NCT. If you're a business owner, no to paying your taxes. Put the money in a separate account. Tell revenue that you will pay it once they prove that it's going to be spent responsibly. So you're not denying that you're not going to pay it. You're saying you have the money to pay it. You're not defaulting. No. Just say.
But all you have to look at
no to tolls, no to debt collectors, no to Sky. No, say no to everyone. Just say no. Put your money in your pocket. Live your life. And put your two middle fingers up to the world and say, no, I'm not playing. I'm not playing anymore. And have a good time. Have a good time. That should actually be our fucking picture, our poster.
Motto. Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve
all you have to look at, listen, it got me. How I knew it was all bollocks was you didn't even have to be sick to have this, to have COVID.
Exactly. But yes, it's going to kill millions.
Yes, it's going to kill millions. And I heard one guy saying, children died of COVID. Children didn't die of COVID. Children died with COVID, not of COVID.
Do you know why children died? Actually, no, Paul, do you want to know why children died? And I'll say this out loud, and I swear to God, there will be retribution for this. Children and adults died because they did a fucking PCR, and I don't care about Carson Orla at this stage, a PCR test, which is not designed test for anything. And they treated them for a non-existent disease rather than treating them for their actual ailment. Children died because they had a disease that could have been identified, but a doctor or a nurse decided to shove a swab up their nose and get a 2-line or 1-line or whatever it was, rather than treat them for what they were actually fucking sick from. That's why people died. Negligence. Criminal medical negligence.
And we have to mention as well, Carrie Mullins was the inventor of the PCR test. And he said these tests do not identify any sort of coronavirus, whether it's cold, flu, whatever. They do not work. And he died in 2019. And it's amazing how the same test has been working for the last, 4 years with all these different strains and this, that, and the other, but yet it's still the same test. God,
I'm just going to say here, Brenda Keane there, my mum was injected in both shoulders with those vaccines. She got breast and lung cancer. We buried her just over a month ago after an extremely painful experience.
Sorry.
Well, blessings of God, sorry to hear that, Brenda. But my father's the same. My father, he still can't lie where he got his injection. And my mother swears blind that she hasn't been right since she got the injection. So, you know, and,
my
as you're talking
my
about
father
Kerry
in the
Mullis,
last year, my father last year has had two heart attacks and a stroke in the last year, but I'm sure it's not related.
But you're talking about Kerry. You're talking about Kerry Mullis there. Kerry Mullis died in the September of 2019 in suspicious circumstances.
Yes.
Now, this PCR test is being used on a cycle of 45. Mm-hmm. And 45, if you use that, in his words, you could use it for the Black Death, and you could still find the Black Death on it if you amplify it by 45 cycles. It's 45 million cycles. Mm-hmm. You can find anything in there. A strain, you could have had the flu 10 years ago, and you will find that in there. People need to know this. People haven't got a clue what's going on or how this happened or how they perpetrated this. It was very well done, I have to say, but it was done, how would you say? It was done through the media. You have the likes of Dr. Ryan Cole, top doctor, Peter McCullough. Now watch, Facebook will go off now as soon as I mention Peter McCullough's name. Peter McCullough.
Now we were banjexed already on Facebook.
Yeah. One of the most reputable heart doctors, cardiologists in the world. He's also a virologist, and then Professor Dalgleish. If you Google their names, they're all conspiracy theorists now. These men, 47 books, peer-reviewed books, Peter McCullough had. He's been calling for this to be stopped for the last 4 years. And the media will not give him a bit of airtime, because you'll get it on One American News or one of the right-leaning news channels. That's it. Fox News, CNN, any of them will not have them on because they get a bigger audience and people will hear what's going on. And then you have the McCullough Foundation who come out with the protocol and everything else. So, listen, people, please, it could be too late now, but you need to be doing more homework here.
There's a couple of other names there. As a doctor called Dr. Pierre Corey, and everybody needs to look him up. There's Dr. Robert Malone, fantastic human being. He was actually involved in the invention of
the
mRNA technology.
Yes.
So there's fantastic people out there.
Dr. Simone Gold. There was Dr. Luc Montagnier, who unfortunately died. There was Dr. Zev Zelenko, who I still to this day take his protocol, and I am never. He died a couple of years ago from cancer, and I still take his protocol, and I'm never sick. Never sick. I'm lucky if I get a sniffle, and that's about it. There is a huge amount of doctors. Dr. Carrie Madej, who nearly died in a mysterious accident as well. There's loads of them, and then we have our own, right? Dr. Vincent Carroll, Dr. Pat Morrissey, Dr. Marcus De Bruin, who was excellent about speaking out in relation to all the nursing homes.
Jerry Waters.
Dr. Jerry Waters. Doctor, didn't I said Pat Morrissey, then there's Billy Ralph as well. There's also over in England, he goes by the old man in the chair as well. He's excellent, called Dr. Vernon Coleman. Yeah. There is, the list is endless. There is a huge amount of doctors out there. And before I forget, Dr. Anne McCluskey came out there recently at the medical board And she said that 92% of medical professionals are not taking the shots, but yet letters are being sent out to patients to try and get them to take the shots. So this needs to be put out there. 92% of medical professionals are not taking the shots.
Yeah, I know. Right, we'll move on to the shots now, okay? Because people are
we're banned already. We keep going. Let's talk about Gallows
already. And
but
Dolores
Cahill. Dolores Cahill as well.
Did I tell you a few minutes ago on I could shut down the mics here? I told you that, didn't I? I did tell you that a few minutes ago, didn't I?
Yeah, shut Martin down when he curses. and look how good you are. Look how well behaved you are. Do you know how long that took me, Martin?
I have Tourette's.
Yeah, we've loads to get through anyway. I've sent over a load of stuff.
Someone is saying John Campbell is a Muppet. Okay, and listen, I'm going to agree with that man. I'm not going to agree with that he's a Muppet now. He was a Muppet. He agreed with everything the government said and the whole lot. And then after the research came out and he done it and he spoke to Professor Dalgleish and the rest of them, he has changed his tune and he has came out and fought. He has now. I'll take my hat off to him now. He has. Jesus,
sorry, I forgot a very important man, Dr. Roger Hodgkinson, who's another pathologist like Dr. Ryan Cole. Absolutely fantastic man from Canada. Very, very outspoken. You know, he's brilliant as well. Oh, Jaden. What's Jaden got for us now?
I don't know, but you want me to play something here, don't you? What do you want me to play here?
There's loads for you to play. And you forgot Gavin's video.
I didn't. I'm going to play that now in a minute. Why is this not playing? Spain, councillor from the Socialist Party who's opposed to diversity visits the kebab shop to show solidarity.
That's it. That's the one I was telling you about. Play that.
Well, it doesn't want to play.
Oh.
I'm just telling you that now. Yeah.
Is it downloaded?
100%, Paul. It won't download. That's why I'm thinking there's a problem. Didn't Una McGurk tell us the pharmacist said the vaccines were cancer-inducing? Yes, Brenda, they did. They did. And I would recommend you watch that. You know, and I know Harry and all that was talking about this for years, but I'll see, can I get it now? I'll send the link on there now and I'll put the link in the chat. I would recommend that everybody watches it. It's an hour long.
Absolutely.
And it's really is.
Really I will watch it.
And just look, just to the unsung heroes. We die in the trenches. That's our job. Okay, it's not about recognition. We did our job. That's all. Yeah, it's all. Once you go to your deathbed, knowing you did your job, it's all you have to care about.
That's not working. So
plaudits are irrelevant.
Will that video not play?
Let's see. No, it won't play.
Well, it's off this Social Democrats person, man. Sorry, I think it was over in the UK, and he went in. He's gay, and he went into a kebab shop, and there was loads of Muslims there, and they kicked the crap out of him for being gay.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And more than likely, they're the pro-Palestine crowd.
I shouldn't laugh at that. I'm sorry, but I laughed at that. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I swear to God, yeah, that's the video. I don't know what's wrong with the link now because I think it came from X.
Is it, where was that in Birmingham or whereabouts?
I think it was over in England. I can't remember. I just watched it quickly and then I sent it over.
It was in Spain. It was in Spain.
Oh, sorry, Spain. But it was the point that he got the crap kicked out of him because he was gay by Muslims. And more than likely he was going in supporting them.
Bill Gates has taken over the US water supply. Have you seen this one?
Fuck off. Are you serious? Sorry,
Jesus Christ.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
what?
This?
That can't be true. That cannot be true.
He owns a huge majority of the land over in America.
Every state has their own. The water isn't federalized because private companies can own it, to the best of my knowledge.
Well, listen to this.
I was taking it.
When you control the food, you control the people. But when you control the water, you control life itself. Then while you were locked down, masked up, and lining up for your next mRNA booster, the world's most powerful elites were busy rewriting the rules of private ownership. The World Economic Forum told us bucks were the food of the future. And while the masses choked on cricket powder, Bill Gates quietly became the largest private farmland owner in America. The headlines came and went. Billionaire buys farmland. Strange, maybe, but who really paid attention? And why would a man who admits he hates nature and who publicly champions synthetic meat, vertical farming, and lab-grown everything buy land he has no intention of farming? Because, according to insiders, it was never about the crops. It was about what lies beneath. Vast aquifers, ancient water tables, untapped reservoirs now under the control of one man and one agenda. If you thought food shortages were the end game, you underestimated their evil. Because control the water and you control life. Bill Gates is quietly joining forces with BlackRock and his longtime ally, Peter Brabeck-Letmathe, the former Nestle CEO, who once said that water should not be a human right. Together, they're executing a strategic takeover of America's most critical resource, the water supply. By cornering the market, Gates and his globalist colleagues are positioning themselves as the gatekeepers of survival. This isn't just about profit, it's about control at the most fundamental level.
That guy that looks like a Bond villain is the new Klaus Schwab. And he said that humans don't have rights to water. They shouldn't be free. So to me, he's even worse than Klaus Schwab.
Kill them.
Yeah.
That's the only solution is there's about, I'm sorry for saying this out loud, but I'm just saying it out loud. There's about 50, maybe 40,000 people that need to be removed from planet Earth, and life will be fantastic. That's it. And out of a population of 8 billion, it's not a huge percentage. Once you remove these people, life will be great. You'll have to do it every 50 odd years or so. But it's something I'd be in favor of voting for once it was democratic. We all decided as humans together that these parasites need to be removed from the planet. Maybe
along with the other Disney villain, the lion.
Do you know what? We don't necessarily. Okay, right. So killing them is a bit harsh. I'll go back. Okay, Musk nearly has his rocket.
Never spin it out.
Musk nearly has his Mars rocket sorted. So you're talking about people going. So let's load all these fuckers up and say, go build your utopia on Mars. There you go. Fresh land, no people. You've an issue with very good. Thank you, Jaden. I used to be a chef in a former life, so yeah, I can actually do that. It's only fun if you killed it yourself, though. But let's send these people off planet and let them build whatever whatever society they're looking to build. But the Gates, the Soros, all of them, let's just send them away, and we can be fine if they leave us alone. We'll be fine. We'll be absolutely fine. We get a little bit more tribal, we get a little bit more rural. Life will be great.
Just look at that there. I heard there was water under that murdered farmer's land in Kerry. I've heard that as well.
Paul, there's a lot of stuff.
Three of them.
Hang on. Yeah. I live down there most of the time, right? There's a lot of weird stuff happening down in Kerry. There are survey planes going over Kerry. I mean, all the time. You could say, proximity to Shannon Airport. These are, my people have been there for 40 plus years, and there is weird shit going on in the skies. So I've heard that, number one, Kerry, a huge amount of land in Kerry is being surveyed for the biggest European solar farm. And that's what they're going to do, because they're just going to buy up all the agricultural land, because it's not great agricultural land and you can get it pretty cheap. That's number one. Number two, I heard that huge amounts of mineral resources, precious metals, have been found along the entire west coast of Kerry. And this is why they're doing everything they can to push as many people out of the west of Ireland as possible, because it is apparently an extremely rich and accessible vein. That's the most important thing, that they know about huge amounts of uranium, all of the precious metals, gold, etc., stuff like that, but they're not accessible. Whereas the thoughts are that these are extremely accessible. Then there's the third one, which is the natural resources that were always thought to be in the north and south of the country, that are possibly on the west of the country, and they just want to again push people out so they can build refineries, etc., etc. So there are three rumors that are going around, but there are survey planes flying over Kerry all the time, and they've been identified as survey planes. So they're looking at something. I don't know, but I can't wait. I'm at this point, I'm just ready for it. I'm just, bring in your people. do what you were going to do and see what I do.
But that guy is saying the same day, yeah, and those other two farmers had a big plot of commonage as well. Now, I heard that the three of them was water and natural resources on the three plots of land that they had.
Yeah.
Now, there's no coincidences, Martin. You know what I mean?
None whatsoever. My son was actually part of the search team down there, so I have a little bit of insider information. But yeah, the guy that was living there, the American guy, who's now, I think he's claiming asylum here, is he?
Yes, he's an ex-Marine.
So yeah, he had some fucking interesting shit going on down there. Now, look, it could be. Look, no, I'm sorry, I don't mind saying it. Listen, the body wasn't found, and then the body was found in bits where the guards had already fucking searched. Like, the first place you go look for a body in a farm is in the fucking slurry tank. It's the very first place you fucking go look.
Yeah,
that's where rural people dump bodies. We've been doing it for fucking centuries, and all of a sudden, after the slurry tank had been searched, his fucking remains turn up in a fucking spreader. Like, I mean, come on, like, fuck me. I don't know.
Someone posted up there. They are flying drones over Blanche Shopping Centre most of the time. What's that all about? Is it not strange? No, because they are for deliveries. They're delivering curries and they're delivering Indian takeaways and McDonald's, all from them. Now, I think it's strange that they're that big and they're flying all. Like, if one of them falls and hits anybody, that you're brown bread. I'm sorry. I don't like it now.
Yeah,
I was watching young Harry and Kira had matches down there in Verona. It's the football pitch down there at Blanchardstown, the back of the court there, back of the shopping centre. And we were there for 3 hours one day, and I'm not messing. 100 of them must have come over and back. What they do is they fly over the house, they hover 100 feet or 50 feet above the house, they drop them down on a string, and they just let the string go. That's it. And it goes to the garden, they just let the string go, and they fly off again. That's what they do. Now, that's just the most laziest.
I just thought of the best game ever, but it probably wouldn't work in Dublin. But if that was happening out my neck of the woods,
yeah,
I'd perch up in. Fuck the shotgun. Go ahead, shotgun rifle. Fucking 200 fucking yards. Yeah. Fucking sit there, perch up somewhere, nice bit of camo. Fucking get nice and comfy, nice and nestled, and I would just take those things out of the sky all day long. And
take them out on the way over with the food in them.
And then I'd steal the copper out of them and sell it to the travellers.
Yeah.
Fucking like, I mean, sorry, who is that lazy that you're getting food sent by drone to your house? Get off your hole.
This is what happened during COVID. All of this came in during COVID. It was easier. Like, you weren't allowed to go and sit in McDonald's. You weren't allowed to go and do this. So let's deliver it to you. You know what I mean? Every one of these migrants that's coming in here is given a bike and a Deliveroo box. Every one of them. They're all Deliveroo drivers. Every one of them. You go up to any of them iPass centres and they're charging their electric bikes in the underground car park with the Deliveroo boxes. You go over to Blanchardstown Shopping Centre, McDonald's, there's 6 to 8 of them. And there's a lot of them are Romans as well, I will say. But they're all foreign workers. There's no Irish people doing it. All foreign workers. And this was all brought in during COVID. And people are that damn lazy that that's still what they're doing. Like, a burger and chips. Like, it's £6 for a burger and chips and then a £5 to get it delivered. Cop on, lad. Really, Jesus Christ, like, you know what I mean?
A chipper is a treat. It's not food, it's a treat.
Morph with the sniper rifle out. You bleeding mad joke, Morph.
When did people? Thanks, Patrick. When did people decide that food gets delivered to you? No, you go purchase your ingredients and you cook. And that's what you're supposed to do. A chipper or a Chinese or an Indian or whatever your fancy is, it's a treat. It's not day-to-day food. That's your end of week. And you know what? A bottle of wine and a curry. It's a treat. The rest of the week, cook, you lazy fucks. And that's not to the audience, because I know all of you cook, but you need to start. You know what we need to start doing? We need to start embarrassing people. We need to actually start saying out loud, and someone goes, "Oh, I get in Deliveroo," and you actually turn and go, "You're some lazy, slovenly fuck." And sorry for, do you know what? I'm sorry, look, I curse, I apologize. I'm crude from the country. But we need to start calling people out and saying that, you know what, you're a lazy piece of SOS because you will not cook for yourself. You won't go to the shop and buy ingredients. You're getting deliveries 5 days a week. You should be ashamed of yourself. There was nothing wrong with a little bit of old school Catholic shame. That's what I'm going to call it. A little bit of old school Catholic shame. Nothing wrong with it. Embarrass people into doing the right thing. The Deliveroo system is designed to deal drugs and nothing else. And if you don't know that at this stage, then you're a fool. Right? You've got Brazilians and Romans fighting over territory, fucking dealing drugs. And that's what it's all about. It's not about food. Get off your backside, go to a shop, preferably a local one, buy your few bits and bobs, cook, get your kids. Do you know what the best thing ever is? I was cooking with my daughter. I came home Friday evening, Carrie, my daughter was cooking, and I joined her and we cooked together. Fantastic experience. Beautiful cooking with your children. Absolutely fantastic. Embarrass people into doing this again. If you're not cooking with your children, you're a bad parent. And we just, I'm sorry, we're going to have to be a little bit harder and a little bit harsher, a little bit of tough love, a little bit of a kick up the backside, and we may put things right again. And also, if you see drones delivering food, you have my full permission to shoot them out of the sky.
We've just hit 1,200 there, people. Keep sharing it out there. We've another hour probably to go. Well,
Paul, do you want to do, I sent you over a video in relation to a Polish girl by Michael McCarthy, and I think that's important to play it.
Yeah, I have it there now.
Sorry, I want to show that. I want to answer a question there.
What?
Yes, Judy, I used to be a chef in a previous lifetime.
Yeah, you can do it. Martin can do lots of things. Yeah. Telling you. Okay, I have this one here. Let's go with this one. This girl murdered in Poland. I saw this video. This is horrendous, I have to say. It is horrendous.
This is Claudia. Claudia was a 24-year-old Polish woman. She was studying for her PhD while working as a barmaid to pay her way through college, like a lot of young girls. One night when she finished up work, she walked home. While walking home, a Venezuelan migrant who had only arrived in the country a few months prior grabbed her, proceeded to brutally rape her and murder her. She was screaming for help while this happened. When someone finally came to help her, they found her lying on the ground, completely naked, with stab wounds in the head, neck and chest. This happened 2 weeks ago, and when it happened, a friend of hers reached out to me. The friend gave me all the details, the photos, told me how Claudia loved life, how she was a very sweet girl, and she said, don't forget her. For 2 weeks, Claudia was in hospital fighting for her life. And before making this video, I wanted to wait and hopefully see if she could make it through. Unfortunately, Claudia died 2 days ago. This is a low-life migrant who came into Poland only in February, and he rapes and murders a young Polish woman with her whole life ahead of her. How many times does something like this have to happen? Does it have to be your sister, your girlfriend, your daughter? Is it only when it's someone you know that you'll begin to care?
Sickening, isn't it?
Yep. Absolutely horrendous. I mean, I must say, I love Michael. I think what he does is absolutely brilliant. I really, I just think his videos are fantastic. And actually, I think it's very important with the hate speech coming up as well to highlight this as well. There's another video I sent on to you in relation to Aisling Murphy and Kitty Holland and Ryan Casey.
This is the Ryan Casey one from him, from what you call him?
Michael McCarthy. I thought the way he done it was very good.
Martin, your brother a chef in the Black Forge. No,
you're mixing me up with another with that. We won't name names, but somebody else.
Yeah, with the leader.
Well, don't name names, Paul. Like, do you know what I mean?
I won't. I didn't.
He's already talking about himself.
Yeah, we are joining anything with the hate speech bill. Yeah, we'll do that.
Well, we're just actually going to be putting on a video about that now, because this really needs to highlight what's coming up.
I read something tonight that they're pulling back on it because of US pressure. Is that true, or was that a fake post, or
Didn't
what
see
was
it.
it? Yeah, I read a post tonight that that they're under pressure from the States and they're pulling back on it. Now, I don't know how true it is. I'll see if I can find it. 1 second.
Anyway, will you go ahead and play Michael McCarthy's video?
Yes, I will do it now. I just need to read something here. It's all right. I'll throw this out here. Excuse me. I'm just having my cup of rosy there. Michael McCarthy, Ryan Casey one, is it?
Yeah.
So the BBC just settled a defamation case. Here's the story. A man named Joseph Puska killed Aisling Murphy on the 12th of January 2022. He stabbed her 11 times in the neck. This is after Aisling just went to go for a run. And this man, originally from Slovakia, kills her in broad daylight. Aisling had a boyfriend, Ryan Casey. He made a victim impact statement.
Of Ryan Casey's victim impact statement. Ryan Casey, of course, was the boyfriend of the murdered teacher, Aisling Murphy. He prefaced his victim impact statement by saying his girlfriend's murderer had lived off the state without contributing to it for 10 years. And then he said, I feel like this country is no longer the country that Aisling and I grew up in and has officially lost its innocence when a crime of this magnitude could be perpetrated in broad daylight. We have to once and for all, he said, start putting the safety of not only Irish people, but everybody in this country who works hard, pays taxes, raises families, and overall contributes to society first.
I think that's a very fair statement. Coming from a grieving man, it's admirable. But this woman, a woman called Kitty Holland, who works for the Irish Times, went on BBC and said he was inciting hatred.
Not good, frankly. I think they were incitement to hatred.
A hero of the far right.
Views that are incitement to hatred, and he is being held up as a hero of the far right now.
This is a grieving man, and she's on BBC saying this about him after his girlfriend was murdered on a walk. She said all this, and the BBC had to clarify. The BBC is happy to clarify that it does not consider Ryan Casey to be a criminal or a racist or someone guilty of or attempting to incite hatred or someone seeking to pose as a hero of the far right through his victim impact statement. The BBC acknowledges Mr. Casey's personal tragedy. Imagine the BBC having to come out and say that because an Irish journalist went on to talk about Ryan Casey this way, a man grieving after his girlfriend was murdered.
We talked about retribution. Kitty.
Yes, 100%. Now, I'm going to say something here.
Retribution.
I met Ryan Casey yesterday. I sat and had coffee with the man. And I'm not going to speak about what we talked about, but all I can say is the admiration that I have for that man is unbelievable. Like, he is such a genuinely nice guy, and what himself, his family, and Ashley's family were put through was unbelievable. But to sit and speak to him yesterday was truly unbelievable. And, you know, he comes across as just a totally normal guy, you know, and I just can't say enough about him. He was just fantastic yesterday, and it was so nice to actually meet him, and fair play to him. Like, he's just amazing. Like, what he and they all went through, you wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Now you have to remember, this is the same Kitty Holland who made up the story of the migrants being attacked in the camp on down a finger at Ashdown. That went all around the country. You know,
she's a liar, a parasite, and we need to go back a little bit. And I'm not inciting hatred or anything else. Throw rotten fruit and vegetables and lettuce at this woman, as in the way people used to ridicule people. Ostracize her from your community. Do not serve her in your bars, in your restaurants. She's an enemy of Ireland and a horrible human being. And I just saw in the chat there, she may also have small hat influence, which is enough to just do not deal with this woman. If she's in your community,
the woman has no empathy or compassion. That a woman was brutally murdered.
Empathy, morals, compassion, devoid of a soul, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
These are the lizard people. These are you know, people talk about, you know, they talk about lizard people and all that kind of stuff and conspiracies and stuff like that. These are the true lizard people. They're soulless, heartless creatures. They will, all she cares about is, am I getting my bonus? Am I getting my bonus for a bit of scandal? Debbie McCann, you're another one. These people disgust me. And we are better than them. Orla Donoghue, you are better than these people. Paul Fitzsimons, you are better than these people. But the rest of society doesn't realize yet that they are better than those people. You should, all of the people listening here and all of society should look down their nose on these people and ostracize them from community. Ostracize them. They're of no benefit. They're parasitic lizard people. They're not really human. Get them out of your community. Get them out of your lives. Together we can collapse all of this. Mainstream media, those papers, those rags, government-funded rags, the government itself, we can collapse all this, but everybody has to get together and do it. But she should be the poster child of what you should hate. Disgusting woman.
Yeah. She's appalling.
She is. Just got a message in there from a friend of mine there. Okay, I'm not going to mention any names here, but a friend of his passed away on Friday in his 40s. Very fit, very healthy, with 3 young sons from the vaccine. And I'm not gonna mention the chap's name, but no. Rest in peace.
It's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. It's
a massive heart attack.
But yeah. my like just in my own life, I know of kids that are the same age as my kids that don't have parents anymore. That died suddenly. There's 2 mothers. There's 2 mothers I know that have kids. My kids went to school that no longer exist. They're no longer with us. There's 2 or 3 youngsters after dying in the space of a month. 3 youngsters died. I live rural. It's not a big community. For 3 people, 3 youngsters from all the same area, just to die randomly, it's not normal. But society normalizes it because of guilt. Everybody just goes, oh sure, oh it must be, oh it's just one of those things, because nobody wants to take their head out of the sand and address the fact that you should be angry, you should have arms in your hands, and you should be charging the doll of this country, the government of this country, with the crime perpetrated on you. That's it. That requires courage. But guess what? We're already here. You have support. You already have support. You already have an army. We're waiting for you. We're going to be on the front lines. We're going to take the first hits. We're going to take the first bullets. We just want to make sure you're behind us. That's all we're waiting for, because one line isn't enough. 2 or 3 lines, or 5 lines, or 10 lines, or however many lines it takes. We're going. We've already decided we're going first. We just need you behind us. And do you know what? Anybody who's watching the show, cut that out and put it out on social media. That call out that we'll take the first bullets. We've already decided our lives are forfeit, like our ancestors said. Our lives are forfeit. We just need to make sure that when we're cut down, you're there behind us to continue the fight, because they'll run out of bullets before we run out of people. And that's all it boils down to. We're in charge.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little lighter note here. I'm going to play Gavin's video from last night, his fight, and it was a good fight.
I want to keep an eye on the time. I know we can run on to half 2, but will you do Elaine Mullally's video after that, Nick Delahunty, and then I see Luke mentioned about the git, but I don't know which one he's talking about because the git is separate.
I'm going to do the git first. Okay, I'm going to do the git first. All right.
Okay.
I'll do the git first. Okay, so I'll do the git first, and then I'll do Gavin.
And then we'll do Gavin. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. This is Dr. El Dodri.
Oh, God.
Ireland is full. Yeah, you're right. Ireland is full of those people that are tearing apart what it truly means to be Irish. Ireland is full of hate mongers that are shouting in the streets, angry at immigrants, while they are tearing apart what it truly means to be Irish. Yes, Ireland is full of too many people spreading hatred, spreading division, all in the name of this beautiful country, Ireland. And yes, Ireland is full of shouting, finger pointing, and overnight experts on immigration after having watched one angry video on Facebook.
Right, firstly, let's deal with this one. You're not Irish. You'll never know what it feels to be Irish. That piece of paper you have means nothing. And you shouldn't be talking about anyone spreading hatred and division, because that's all you do. Actually, you like to spread lies as well, isn't that right? I was born in Pakistan. Born in Pakistan. I am a European citizen by birth. Born and raised in Europe. I am still listed as born in the Netherlands, when I was born in Pakistan actually. Al-Qadri was born in the Netherlands, but moved to Pakistan as a teenager. Lying is not allowed and considered a sin. I'm offended that you suspect me of lying, which is a severe sin in my faith. Al-Qadri, more like Al-Pinocchio. Gardaí investigate after chair of Irish Muslim Council victim of deliberate hate crime attack in Tallaght. Almost a year and a half ago and no arrests. You were on your way to marry a couple that you never met. Or so you claim, because you're not a legally registered solemnizer in Ireland. You mentioned hate mongers. That's projection. Lately, you've really upped your hate and vitriol online. You're nearly as good as Councillor Chew on a Wasp when it comes to race baiting and victimising oneself. Let me tell you, it's not just the big bad far away far right and the people of Ireland that dislike you and can't stand you. As of 2022, there were 37,458 Muslims in Dublin, and you still only managed to get 381 votes in the election, because your own ilk don't like you either. But I reckon you know that. There's a very high probability that you got more votes in the election from pseudo-leftist, Marxist gum types that have mutilated themselves and have something that looks like this where their John Thomas should be. It all seems very haram. Isn't that right, Mr. Huge Prophets Halal?
Yeah, let's
He's
talk
brilliant.
about
Did he just say chew on a wasp?
Hazel
was
chew
thinking
on a wasp.
Hazel chew. That's very funny. I didn't actually see that. That's very good.
He hates her. And there you go. I've been saying this all along. He's gay. He was caught with 2 Muslim gay men in his car and tried to claim it was the far right racist attack. I have said this from day one, but I haven't. I said he was gay, but I didn't think that it was 2 Muslim gay men. I reckon he had some young fella in the car trying to convert him or whatever he was trying to do to this young fella. And the young fella's father came over and caught him and knocked the behulocks out of him. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. And he doesn't remember a thing. His wallet, he said his wallet was stolen. Then all of a sudden his wallet was miraculously, oh no, it was in my pocket. The first thing you do is check your pocket to see is your wallet there. Come on. The man is a serial lawyer.
Do you remember his teeth knocked out and then he was on TV, was it the following night? And nothing wrong with his teeth.
But he said the teeth were knocked out and there was a video of him outside the hospital. And he wasn't bruised. He was smiling and you could see his big, horrible bleeding teeth and everything. You know what I mean? He's a scumbag.
Yeah.
He's a scumbag. And he's the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood, who are a known international terrorist organization. He should be arrested. But instead, he's being wheeled out by RTE and Virgin Media as the darling of the darling imam. He's a gay Muslim. That's what he is. In his own country, he would be stoned. You know what I mean? Or thrown off a building. So bring him back to his own country of the Netherlands and throw him off a building. How are you, Martin? All right?
No, I can't. I can't. I had to leave. I can't watch that. So I took a toilet break. And I'm glad the conversation is over because I would go to prison for what I was going to say that needed to happen to that man. So,
Hezbollah terrorist and Kinahan crime gang are now in business together, bringing in cocaine. What the fuck is Ireland becoming? Yes.
Can we talk about cocaine? Sorry. Actually, we won't. Can we schedule in a conversation about cocaine at some point on the show? Even if it's one of the midweek ones, I'll jump in. I'd love to have a deep dive into the drugs business in Ireland. And I know it's going to ruffle some feathers, but it needs to be addressed because it's a huge part of the problem.
But it's also heroin, it's also fentanyl, and everything else that goes along with it. You can't just single out one drug.
It's all the same channels. But we need to have a conversation about how we combat it. So there was a strategy in the 80s and the 90s in dealing with the heroin issue in Dublin. We need to revisit these ideas. Now, until we close our borders and patrol our coastline with a proper navy, we're probably at nothing. But at a community level, again, like ostracizing the people who push the vaccine, you have to ostracize your drug dealers. Your local drug dealer is a piece of shit. And unless he's willing to change his ways, he needs to be ostracized from the community. You know who he is. You know who his people are. You know who his friends are. You need to ostracize him. You need to make sure that nobody talks to him. Nobody serves him. He can't get a pint. He can't buy food. He can't do anything in his community. People are throwing tomatoes and lettuce at him, so to speak.
I don't think he'll give a shit if it's tomatoes and lettuce now, to be honest with you.
I'm saying tomatoes.
Legalize everything more. Problem solved.
No. Fuck that. Patter, you're wrong. If it grows in the ground, God meant you to have it. If it doesn't, it's made by man. It's designed for profit. And even at that, if it grows in the ground, if you overuse it, the same as alcohol and any other substance, it destroys lives. It's as simple as that. I do not like drug use, and I don't mind saying that. I am very, very anti-drug use. I will tolerate weed smoking, and I mean just barely tolerate it. But outside of that, for medical purposes, which I know are factually true, yeah, go for it. If you're in pain, smoke weed. If you have PTSD, etc., smoke weed. If you take psilocybin or another type of mushroom for various ailments, then yeah, have at it. If it's chemically made, to all you muppets fucking snorting cocaine, go and have a fucking look at how it's made. See what you're putting into your body, you morons.
There's this guy here. I'm after getting this sent in. That's how we combat it, Martin. What this man has done. He's the president of El Salvador, and he has stopped it. He has stopped it.
Did the lefties come out and say he was doing a Nazi salute? Did he?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, don't you know they did?
As they always do. Yeah, El Salvador. But Argentina as well. Javier in Argentina. There's lots of different methods of dealing with this. Drugs need to be removed from Irish society. And nationalists, I'm saying this to you, drugs need to be removed from nationalism. Okay, we don't need cokeheads. We don't want cokeheads. You're not helping. I see there, alcohol is a destructive drug. It's massively destructive. Huge, does more damage than anything. Manage your fucking drinking. It's as simple as that. I drink copious amounts, stupid amounts. I drink way too much by, we'd say, medical practitioners. I have zero criminal record. I've never hit anybody. I've never been in a fight in a pub. I've never harmed anything, really, to be honest with you. You know? So, yeah, you can make the alcohol argument, but some people are prone to alcoholism, which is different to drinking too much. Drugs.
Judy McCrum just put in there. That's why Shin Adina is so important. Yeah. Right, I'm going to move on here and I'm going to play Gavin's video, okay, because we have a few more. Daniel,
I know, we're running out of time.
Yeah, we're nearly running out of time here. So I'm going to play this. It's 4 minutes long. This is good fun, I have to say.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. The devil gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. The devil gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. The devil gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. The devil gonna keep me down. It's in the night away. It's in the night away. He drinks a whiskey drink, he drinks a vodka drink, he drinks a
It was someone saying there, do we need the music? We do need the music because you can hear me shouting. Will you fucking hit him? Just hit him. You're only tapping him. You can hear me everywhere in it.
I thought it was at the start. I thought it was just a sparring match. I thought they weren't fucking landing, but fucking he went for it. Go on, Gavin.
Yeah,
fucking he went for it.
I said it to him after. I said, what happened the first round? I said, you were only. I didn't want to gas myself out. I said, they're only 1 minute bleeding rounds. I said, go for it, man. So he went for it then the second and the third. Yeah, it was deadly. I have to say.
You said it was done for. You said it was done for a charity event, Paul.
It was for a Corinthians Boxing Club charity event. Yeah, it's Jerry Hutch's club. He started up that club years ago. I'm 43 and have one last hurrah left from my beloved country. I'm 56 and I have a last hurrah as well. But I'm going to be honest.
He's 164. Don't mind him. If he gets to age, he is.
There's Angie McKay. I heard you, Paul. Because Val put one out on TikTok. That's Val that was in front of me video, and I done the main video, but Val put it, and you can hear me. Will you fucking hear him, man? You're like 230s. I said, you want to hear it? Yeah, it was very.
No,
cool.
they were. I genuinely thought at the start of that, it's only a sparring. They weren't hitting each other, but
they were.
Fucking, he went for it. Then he knocked the fucking head guard straight off him. Brilliant. Go on, Gav.
Yeah, it was very good. It was very good. I have to say, it was great. And then there was a couple of other fights after. You know, Paddy Collins, the pikey fella.
Yeah,
the big baldy fella that fights the bare knuckles. He fought your man Fitzer at the end. It was a good fight. Yeah, it was a good. I have that recorded as well.
How did Fitzer get on against him?
He done well. See, they were nearly all draws. You know what I mean? But Gavin won his one, and there was a couple of people that won because he won by a lot. You know what I mean?
I've seen some of his videos. Can he box with the gloves as well?
Yeah, he can, but he kept punching down and all. You know what I mean? And like he on the back of the head and all that. You know what I mean? But Fitzer was in close. Yeah, it was very good. No, it was very good. No, I have to say, very good. It was Val's shared on Facebook. Yeah, that's the one you're seeing, and you can hear me shouting, you can hear me laughing, and it was. Yeah.
Well, look, I'd like to see more elected officials get in the ring. Well done, Gavin. I hope you start a trend. I'd like to see Simon Harris. I'd like to see Micheál Martin. I'd like to see Helen McEntee. I'd like to see all of them. What's that nonsense from people for Paul Murphy? I'd like to see him in the ring. Yeah,
I'd like to see Gavin getting him. Yeah, I'd like to see Gavin getting him.
Listen, charity events. Gavin Pepper versus Paul Murphy would probably you'd probably sell out the 3 Arena.
Yeah.
For charity. For charity.
Yeah. I'm thinking of coming out and return myself for Micheál Martin. Yeah. Or Paul Donnelly, or one of them.
Paul, he's actually a big man. He's a big man.
I couldn't give a shy. Kicking the bollocks off the galloping horse, Martin. You know what I mean?
You can't do that in boxing.
Hey, listen, you can. Yeah.
Unless you go street rules. But I'd like to. I think more politicians should do charity boxing events.
Gavin there was flat-footed inside. He'd be sitting on his arse in a real fight. Listen, he done well, I have to say. The haters, Pepper versus Gannon. Pepper versus Jerry Gannon, yeah.
Like I said, any person who gets in a ring, videos it, and puts it up in the show can throw stones at Gavin Pepper. Any other person, if you haven't done it and it's not in video, you can't throw stones.
Yeah.
Jesus said it, that she was in to cast the first stone. So you can't throw stones at Gavin unless you show me your video of you doing
exactly. Christine Walsh there. I'll offer to go 3 rounds with Helen McEntee. I'm 62, but I'd give it a go. Yeah. I'm the same.
I will actually put huge money into seeing that happen.
There you go. I'll go in the ring with Helen McEntee, Mary Lou together, and that Kitty Holland. Take the 3 on, no probs. Girls, we'll have to do this. We'll have
I love the women of Ireland. I'm sorry, the women of Ireland. I mean, you're fucking just Orla yourself as well. The women of Ireland. He started
Martin's father. Was your father a boxer, Martin?
No.
Martin's father was a good boxer. No, okay. Micheál Martin, is it?
It must be Micheál, isn't it?
Yeah, Micheál. Yeah. He was. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Paul, can we get those 2 videos played because we're running out of time?
Yeah. Okay, boss.
Sorry.
Which
Orla.
one?
I know. I sometimes I rant.
Which one do you want?
No, the two of them.
It's my thing. It's what I do.
Would you have which one goes first?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Do Elaine's first, and then we'll do Nick's afterwards.
Okay.
So I'm here chatting to the lovely Elaine, and it was absolutely fantastic evening this evening. There was so much information given out, it was brilliant. How did you find that it went this evening?
I thought it was very varied. There was 5 speakers, very informative, different points of view. Not everybody agrees on everything, which is brilliant. It's called a democracy. But I found it very interactive. There was a very good mixed group of people here. The audience was brilliant, and fair play to Breaking Point, because they're start off of another new media channel as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, it was very good. I'm delighted.
It was excellent, and it was great to have the questions and answers afterwards, especially by the teacher who was all putting you in your place.
I know, she was very good. In fairness, she was making good points. The education system is slipping big time, and she was a principal for 30 years. I think she's a right to speak. She did very well. She's very good. So yeah, look, it's good.
No, it was great. As I said, different points of view, but yet you spoke about, the real important issues. And I have to say, in relation to yourself, one issue that you speak out an awful lot about, which is very important to the likes of myself, is the college students and what's going on with them, and especially with the Ukrainians getting everything for free.
Yeah, no, look, it's very close to my heart, having 2 girls in college. One's just finished, but the last 4 or 5 years have been extremely tough financially. But you do it as a parent, you just suck it up, and you don't think anything of it until you realise, well, hang on a minute, how are others able to come here, get so much handed to them, and people don't necessarily begrudge them that, but once it's fairly, once our children are getting treated the same way as other people's children are getting treated, that's not what's happening. We've seen it, and I've multiple videos out about it, and I've one going out over the next few days as well. So look, it's just not, we're not living, the government have broken their social contract to the people, where we work here, we pay our taxes, we do what's needed of us, so that the next generation have a chance to have what we had, if not better. Now we're seeing for the first time in history, the next generation are actually going to be worse off than we are. They're not going to be able to afford to live here unless we want them staying with us, living with us under our roof for the rest of our lives. That's not really progress, is it? So.
No, 100%. And then you made the point as well about trying to buy a house at 330,000. Like, that's not feasible for young people or families.
Absolutely. Like, when you think back, I'm married 30 years. We were able to buy a site, build a house yes, it was a mortgage and it was a reasonable amount of money. But now they're starting off and they're expected to come up with 330,000 as a starting price for an A-rated house. We upgraded our house throughout the years. So as we became more financially secure, we were able to, as we progressed our careers, because that's get more money, we were able to then put money into the more insulation into the walls, thicker attic insulation, upgrade our windows. We got solar panels in recent years because we want to do our bit. People want to do our bit for the environment, and we want to do our bit to save the planet, if you want. But forcing people to move into these houses when they don't have the finances is just ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. And we saw there during the week, Micheál Martin stopped construction of over 3,000 social houses only during the week, because he's afraid he's going to get called up before the Public Accounts Committee, which he should get called up for, because the houses are costing €1 million each to construct a social house in this country. So
it's pure madness. But I think these information evenings are fantastic because people can ask questions, or if they don't feel comfortable, they can come up to you at the end and speak to you privately about things. But, there should be more of these. I think they're fantastic.
Oh, definitely. I think so too. And this is, again, what the old parties used to do. They used to bring together all of the people, get this community spirit going, and we're reviving it.
100%. Listen, Elaine, thank you so much, and thank you for this evening. It's a pleasure as always.
Thank you for all the
work. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thanks.
It's a great interview, Orla. Well done.
That was all right.
Orla, it was fantastic. I have a question to ask. How do you hold the camera so steady? How do you keep the camera so steady? Are you holding that in your hand, or did you buy one of the mounts?
No, my hand.
Like, there's no shaking the camera or anything like that, like. That's fucking impressive.
Well, I had to film you for an hour, Martin. So I had plenty of practice in.
27 minutes, Orla. It wasn't an hour. 27 minutes.
It was an hour. It was an hour.
But that's fantastic. That's a really, really good interview.
Well, the breaking point was on yesterday, and there was 5 speakers, and as I said, everybody was just very busy, so I was able to get Elaine and Nick. I would love to have gotten speaking to Eddie Punch. His talk was very, very good. Actually, all of them were excellent. And then there was questions and answers at the end. And it was really funny because there was this older teacher. I'd say she was in her 60s. And by God, she let them have it. She was brilliant. She was fully awake to everything. She was talking about the WEF and everything. It was so funny. And everyone was just like, just like all quiet when she spoke. I think we're afraid we're going to get like detention or something. But she was brilliant, Thanks, fella.
Do you want to hear something funny, Orla?
Go on.
The mammy just texted me to say stop cursing.
Thank you, Emer. Thank you, Emer. And poor Paul,
Emer,
who's done so well, and Martin comes in and just ruins it all.
yeah.
Right, Paul, can we do Nick's? Because I know Nick's is about 6 minutes. But see, can you get who I'm talking about at the end? Because we mentioned him already this evening.
So we had a great evening here, and I am delighted to finally meet Nick Delahanty, who everyone knows from his fantastic work on X, exposing all the landlords. It's absolutely amazing work you do, Nick, so definitely keep it up. How did you find this evening?
We had a great evening, very well attended. It's good to get out of Dublin and get Breaking Point, into the Midlands, and we hope to have more events. Very well attended. Hard to get people out on a Saturday in the middle of the summer, but we got a good group of nearly 100 people, so we're very happy.
And it was great to have the question and answers at the end as well.
Well, the Q&A is very good. It opens up, gives everyone a chance to participate. The subject matter today was sovereignty in the EU. Then the Q&A takes it to every direction. But it's interesting to get people's opinions on what their concerns are.
100%. And there were some very good questions, like in all fairness, and different points of view. And even today with the 5 of you speaking, again, you spoke a lot about the same sort of stuff, but yet there was different points being made.
Oh yeah, well, everyone brings their own aspects to it, and one of the things the panel, we openly say we don't agree on everything, and that's the point. But we're happy to thrash it out. And if there's something we disagree on, no, it's okay to disagree. But I think that's one of the things that's wrong with the parties at the moment, because they're so whipped. You're not allowed to have an opinion, and that's what we want to do here. It's just opinions are good.
And how are you finding things now with all your exposés in relation to the landlords and all that? Like, you're exposing an awful lot of them, and you get much controversy over it.
Yeah, well, you get huge traction because, look, there's just so much money flowing from the taxpayer to these guys. They're not contributing anything back to their communities. Most of them aren't even paying tax. They're taking this money offshore. So, it needs to be called out. This is... Sometimes I wonder, am I going too hard? And then you just look at the numbers and realise that in any other government or era, this dwarfs any national scandal. Like Charlie Haughey got brought down over, 10 million euros. This is billions upon billions. And it has literally zero benefit to hard-working Irish people.
And it's the likes of us on the smaller media channels that are highlighting all this. You're not seeing any of this been highlighted on RT or Virgin or anything like that. Everything's been hidden away. And the majority of people don't even know what's going on or realise the money that's been spent if it wasn't for the likes of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want people to know this. The media has let us down. It really has, because they're scared that if you give out about the amount of money being spent on the IPAS stuff, that you're going to be anti-immigrant and all that. And that's not it. It's you can either do this and do it well, but you don't have to spend billions of euros and just enrich a small group of well-connected landlords or GA managers or whoever it is. So the media have let us down. We've rang Casey here today. It was good to have him in the crowd supporting. And all we have to do is look at his case and how much the media has covered up, even just this week, the details of his case. And the media are not, they've lost the room,
Yeah, 100%. And how is things going with you on your campaign to be president?
Well, I just need to get on the ballot. If I get on that ballot, who knows what can happen? And the win for me is getting on that ballot. And the news today that the big parties have sent out a diktat to whip their councillors not to vote for someone like me, very disappointing, anti-democratic. Are Fianna Fáil even going to put out their own candidate? If they don't put out their own candidate but yet whip the councillors, this is a message to, the councillors in Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, you should be able to vote for whoever you want to be president. That's part of the role of a councillor. The councillors have been stripped of their powers. So this, I think you should reject this diktat, and just, even if you vote for someone who I totally disagree with, I don't care, but you should vote for whoever you want. And the whole point of it is to get people, it's the people's decision, not the government's decision of who's going to be president.
Exactly, because otherwise you're ending up like with, say, the WEF.
Exactly.
Where there's no proper voting system.
They'd want to be careful because, people will see this. And if for all their talk that this is a ceremonial role, but yet they'll go to this level to block people. So it's either ceremonial role or it's not. What are you blocking people for
It reminds you a little bit of the Big Boys Club.
Yeah, it is, yeah. No, yeah. But look, they're the big parties and they'll do what they can do, and nothing's illegal. But that's the game we're in. It's never happened before, and so the next few months of this presidential race are going to be incredibly interesting. I was quoted the Constitution here today and sovereignty, and that's what the president should be. It should be a defender of the Constitution. So. It's going to be a brilliant race. I want to be in it. I want to challenge the conversations that are and topics that are being raised in this campaign, and bring them to the fore. Just whether I win or not, I just want to be in the race.
Well, at least you're putting in the effort and you're giving it a go.
Yeah,
which is 100% commendable.
That's
so listen, Nick, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you this evening, and thank you so much for
thank
everything
you.
you're doing. And do 100% keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you.
And as I said, there was a running joke on you recently that somebody was saying about people getting into the business of the landlords for the iPass.
Yeah.
That you won't get found out unless Nick Delahunty doesn't expose it.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Listen. It's only a matter of time before I get through them all.
Exactly.
It's a long list. But I'm coming.
100%.
I'm coming.
Thank you so much, Nick.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
That's good.
That was a fantastic
that was the video Cal did.
Can I
which
say
was really funny that night.
I actually have so many things to say about that. Number one, Nick Delahunty looks like a lad you'd meet at the end of a wedding. So
yes,
it's like you interviewed him at the end of a wedding. He's absolutely fantastic. I love the man. It's absolutely brilliant. But I want to go on the beer with him now. All I want to do is go for.
You know what? It was my first time meeting him.
But which means he is my president. That's that. If you can relate to a man with, I want to go drinking with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's a man you can vote for. It's as simple as that. Okay, from a social status and education status, he's a little bit higher up the ladder than I am. I still want to go for a beer with that man after that interview, Ola. And a fantastic, lovely, casual interview.
Yeah.
That man will get if he can get on the ballot, that man will get my vote.
Well, I can tell you now, Nick wouldn't have known who I was. And he had no problem doing the interview with me. And he actually stayed on talking to myself and one of the lads, Darren, for a good while afterwards. And I have to say, I really liked him. And he did, again, like that, he got up, he did a very good speech. And fair play to him. But at the end of the day, the interviews, they're about those people. They're the ones doing a huge amount of work in the country.
Guys, buy Orla a Bulmers, please. She's worth it. She's worth it. I know Bulmers is expensive. It's about $6.50 a pint in the country. It's probably about $8.50, $9.50, $10.50 in Dublin. It's but do you know what? I'll make a compromise. Buy her the country Bulmers. It's only $6.50. She deserves it. She really, really does.
And I just want to say before we finish up as well, thank you again to everybody who came up to me yesterday to say hello and who watched the show. I really appreciate it. And I know there was somebody who messaged me on X saying that they had seen me, but I was talking to people, and they kind of just tipped me on the arm. They didn't want to interrupt me. It doesn't matter who I'm talking to. If you watch the show or anything like that, always come over and say hello, because at the end of the day, we would not have this show without the viewers. So thank you so much.
Some woman for one woman, Orla. Well done.
And no, I will never, ever, ever work for RT. I'll throw myself off a cliff before that happens, or Virgin Media.
I did actually see Mick O'Keefe shitting on Tommy Robinson for stealing videos. Yeah, that was very amusing.
That was very amusing. Yes.
And then
it was actually sent to me. And the guy who sent it to me said, sure, he robbed every one of your videos from Coolock last year. And Herman Kelly actually rang me and said it to me, O'Keefe is using all your videos without giving you credit. And I said to him, sure, I don't give a shit once the word's getting out. But then I seen him doing this to Tommy Robinson the other day. I thought, come on, Mick, there's no need for that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Actually, did anybody see Tommy Robinson's video on coming to Ireland as a reporter?
Yes,
he was coming as a speaker. Now he's coming as a reporter. So what's happened? What's after happening?
Don't know. I didn't see it.
I seen some sort of tweet that went out. All right, yeah, that's.
Yeah, no, he did a full video addressing Irish nationalism, and he talked about leadership and this, that, and the other. But he said he's coming as a reporter. So, what's after happening? Whose milk is soured, so to speak?
You could take a line of coke with him, Martin. Martin doesn't do anything like that.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you do it. And anybody in the chat here that does cocaine, I'm sorry. Fuck you. I'm going to say it out loud. Fuck you. I no.
Stop coursing your mommy sister.
Will you have a word with your son over his language, please?
I apologize, but I'm sorry. I understand the harm that drugs do to society, and I don't want it. And I'm going to be very uncompromising on this. Like I said, if it grows in the ground, God meant you to have it. Outside of that, it's man-made, and it was made for profit and despair. And I will never. It's the same as the abortion issue. I will never compromise on it. Never in a million years.
Brendan Bourne, you won't answer any comments. I'm going to stop watching. I didn't see your comments, Brendan. To be honest with you, I haven't seen anything from you there.
Can I just ask quickly in relation to Mick O'Keefe thing and Tommy Robinson? Did anyone say and to Mick over it?
There was thousands of those accounts are massive. Those accounts are massive.
I just thought it's rich coming from Mick O'Keefe. Now, really, you know what I mean? Come on, I like Mick. Mick's all right. I've no problem with Mick. But for him to come out and say that, you know what I mean? And I don't know where the actual video came from. You know what I mean? Somebody else probably sent it to Mick. You know what I mean? Mick didn't actually do it himself. So, yeah.
Yeah. But it was like the time Mick shared my interview with Damien from that pub in Slane.
And he took out the Ireland Live.
Ireland Live. Now, I didn't name myself, right? It wasn't about me. But what I wanted was to give as much publicity to Damien and his business as possible. And that's why it just slightly annoyed me that there was no recognition of him. That was the man who turned down 750,000 a year by saying no to the iPass. But I went in under Mick's thing, and actually Tommy Robinson shared it as well. And I went in and I put in Damien's information. I said, please go and support this man. He has turned out a huge amount of money, so to support his community. So we should be supporting him.
Guys, we're not in this for the clicks.
Spitzer's ass and Emer, tell us the truth. Does Martin have Tourette's?
He's like this all the time.
Hold on. I don't have Tourette's, but my mammy will tell you I have loads of other fucking issues. Okay, so
here he goes.
I have loads of other issues, right? It's not Tourette's, but I've got problems. Okay.
Now, before we finish off, actually, hold on. Pather's back. Pather, have you a line? Because who's taking over the other line? Here, there'll be a fight between him and Chris now. As to who gets the line up first. Go on, lads.
Chris already did it.
Oh, did he? No, it wasn't Bitzer. It's Pather. But I think isn't it Chris Bourne normally puts it up? Because Pather hasn't been on.
Chris Bourne put it up when Pather was away. Yeah. Pather
Let's see who's going to get to it first.
That's the Ryan Raw, Fitzy. Yeah. There, Chris Bourne. I addressed that Orla. Yeah,
did
you
that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Thank you, Paul, Orla, and Martin for all the hard work you're doing. Thanks, Jackie.
Thanks,
Or
Jake.
Jake. Sorry.
There's no grifters here, right? We're not in it for clicks, likes, or any nonsense or any. Oh, there it is. There's the roar. Just we're doing this because, and look, I don't mind saying this. Orla does it because she's a good human. Paul does it because he's a good human, and I do it because I try my best to be a good human, and that's it. That's it. It's not about clicks, likes, money, and like that. We're just trying to do our best. Now,
But
let
listen,
it roar.
we always say there is absolutely fantastic. I know she's dropping this baby. You did, Emer, didn't you? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. But no, there is fantastic nationalists, and has been for years, doing fantastic work out there. It's not just about us. There's a huge amount of people out there doing brilliant work.
Great people.
Yeah. Great show,
Yeah,
folks.
but the mammy, what were you smoking back in the 70s?
It doesn't matter. It came from the ground.
Emer, look what's happened to him.
Right, we have a minute. Right, boom.
Yeah, God.
Martin, I'll
Mammy,
talk
what
to
were
you.
you
Thank you
smoking?
very much. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. Oh, God.
You know what? No, next week's episode is going to be. Next week's episode is going to be like Dr. Phil. What happened to Martin as a baby?
Yeah. Emer.
And Paul, I have to say, we have to give Paul a big clap. Considering Martin never stopped cursing the whole night. Look how far you've come on.
I'm telling you. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? It's the positive influence I have on me now at the moment. Yeah, that's what it is. Orla, thank you very much for tonight. Again, it has been emotional, and I will talk to you in a few minutes.
No problem. Good night.
Yeah. Night. I'll just make myself bigger there. You can see the line. People, thanks very much. It's been a great night. As per usual, it's always a great night. But as I say every night I'm here, the truth is like a lion. If you don't have to defend it, just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night and God.